And we are live. What is going on, YouTube? It is Josh from Only Cops. I believe I will be joined by someone. Hopefully, let me know if you guys missed the intro or not. I'm sure this my chat's going to catch up here once you guys get through the ad or whatnot. But it is our Thursday stream where we do body cam breakdowns. I do believe maybe you will see a Bill appearance. I don't want to keep people waiting too terribly long. But he was working out some technical difficulties. Again, he is far off into Michigan right now, so we'll see if he can pop in or not. I think I see a face. Maybe I see a face. Either way, I want to give a big special thank you to everybody in our Patreon group. They have made the last couple of weeks that have been really, really hard on us from a production standpoint way easier. They've monetized a handful of our streams, which has been awesome, and they have really made it cool. We've made it to 2,100 subs plus, so shout out to everybody that's been sharing and liking stuff. I really do appreciate it. I want to give a big thank you to everybody that's currently here and giving us likes. I appreciate it. We have Brian Porter, producer Juan. Let's see. Cadence here, Sergeant George, or Saint George, as we've been calling him recently. Jinja Ninja gave us some cave noises. And let's see. Yeah, there's producer one. Jank AF camera. He's complaining about my camera thing here. I've been having to change it periodically because Bill pops in and out every once in a while, and I'm trying to leave it prepared for him to be able to do it. So we shall see. I'm working to pay the only bills. Oh, I hear Bill.
You hear me finally?
I do hear you, yes. Okay, are you going to be audio only? We're doing the full McCoy here. Oh hell yeah. Okay, here we go. Let me fix it real quick on the fly. And then you guys get beautiful Bill today. So let's see. This should work. And there it is. There we go.
Surprise.
Producer one, I'm recording you motherfucker, so chill. And then I will have everything else. I have everything pulled up and ready to go. Like I said, I want to give a big thank you to our Patreon subscribers. They have made the last thing here. So surprised to we have the big sexy bastard himself, Bill, who is his power top self as he sits above me here today. Let me guys know if you can hear him. You should be able to hear him just fine. I have his audio turned up. We will get to the footage. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and put it in the chat. I am looking at said chat, and we got a buttload of shit to go through. Bill, I understand if you can't sit through all of it. We got a lot of shit to go through. I think I have, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12. I have a lot on Instagram, and then I have...
Be here for like an hour.
And then I have like 12 things from YouTube, so it's a lot of stuff.
Because it's already 8:30 in Michigan. So
yeah, we're gonna try to zoom through all this stuff. Anyways, our Phasmo stream worked. It's been summoned. Our seance in the corner of the room has worked.
Not that stream. I'm not giving that stream. That game fucking sucks.
Okay, first question is, Bill, what are you eating?
Chicken and potatoes.
Oh shit, my guy. Be proud of me. I'm gonna be
prep, baby.
I'm gonna be attempting a 48-hour fast on Sunday.
Have fun, my guy.
So Saturday night through Tuesday morning is basically the time span I'm giving myself. So shout out to Police Post and our very first deal here. We're gonna take a look. I'm sorry I can't make it any bigger for y'all. Not the first time I've had to say that. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this. This says natural instincts. Standing by the A pillar is still taut as far as cover. A pillar, what they're referring to, is the front pillar in your windshield. So if you're driving your car, it's the things that you see in both of it. It's the things holding your windshield in. Most high-risk takedowns, if they're taught in academy, you are taught to step out of your car and stand behind basically your door jamb, which is what both of these officers are doing. This is like 240p. Shout out to whoever provided this dash cam. We don't get any contact. Oh, we do get some backstory. Authorities said that on April 27th, the suspect opened fire on deputies with a rifle. They had responded to a man being suicidal. So this is a MHMR call, as we called it from where we come from. But for those of you,
They always.
yeah, for those of you that are the uninitiated, this is a person with suicidal ideations, homicidal ideations, all the stuff that's getting us demonetized right now. So shout out to that. Trigger warning if you don't want to see people getting shot at.
Damn. Jesus.
Wow, he got arrested. He dropped his gun and got arrested later. Damn. Oof.
A pussy.
Bill giving us the orneriness that I don't have today. I'm in a really good mood. Bill showed up and like pretty much minus like a another trooper video. I'm probably going to be relatively happy for the rest of the stream. So anyways, shout out for these officers kind of figuring out that they were still on the X, even though they were behind their vehicle. Vehicles are often concealment, not cover, for the uninitiated. Concealment is just simply hiding your silhouette from your potential suspect or aggressor here. Cover is actually something that'll stop bullets. Most of the door panels aren't stopping any of your seats aren't stopping bullets. Windshield aren't stopping bullets. Your engine block can, depending on where it hits it and what kind of car you're having. But most of the time, if you go out to a police cruiser and you try to squat behind the engine block, you'll realize, especially in like gear, like you have your vest on and your belt, and you're taller than like 5'1". Like, good luck, dude. Like it's, and you'll notice when the second officer, I'm gonna mute this. He starts getting shot at here. At what point does his head end up underneath something? This whole time, never. And he's basically got to kneel, which is not a good gunfighting situation. So they got the fuck out. My complaint here, if I could do something tactically here, is staging is a real thing. If you got a suicidal subject that might be armed, stage, and what we mean by staging is what fire and EMS does all the time. And it's that you stop your vehicle outside of the line of sight of the suspect area, and then you can kind of figure out if there's any cover that you could approach the house without kind of being seen or without exposing yourself. Patrol cars are bullet magnets. Anyone that's played Grand Theft Auto or just watched enough of these videos, you kind of know that. Brian A., what is going on? From the other side of the world, of course. He says, he's just saying, what's up? What's up, Brian?
Juan said I'm in heaven.
He's past retiring. He's in heaven. He's full send.
Yeah. This nice white background behind me and the shitty camera. And
thank you.
Microphone.
Yeah, thank you to everybody who's liked the stream so far. I really appreciate it. We're gonna move on. What's this next one? Let me get some audio for this. Hopefully, it's not gonna dox us. So this is a 1960s police training video. I have very high expectations.
It's hilarious.
Well, at least you don't have to worry about somebody like this pulling a gun on you. Or do you? Just a few years ago, up around Santa Rosa, one of our men stopped a gal who was going too fast.
This is so pleasant.
As he walked over to the car, her boyfriend, AWOL, from the sheriff's honor camp down south, jumped up with a gun, blew the officer out of his shoes.
Wow.
So you can't take anything for granted.
Blew him out of his shoes.
You just get in the habit of protecting yourself every second.
He used a 22.
Because death only takes a second under the right circumstances.
Yeah. So you will get training like this, and Bill can kind of copy me his experience on this as well. But like, you watch cops die every day, even if it's not happening that day. They'll pull up videos of cops die. There was some that to this day kind of give me the heebie-jeebies. Thinking about it. And the reason they do that is so that they can teach you how to be aware. And one of the things that I like to bring up a lot of times, if you watch a deer in the wild, or if you watch anything in the wild, they're constantly doing this. They're on a constant state of alert, no matter what they're doing. If you ever kind of watch your cat or your dog in your house, anytime there's noise being made, even if they don't turn to look at it, their ears address it. to kind of try to investigate and figure out if this thing's a threat or not. And as a police officer, they talk about hypervigilance. And there's a double-edged sword here. I think for the civilians in the world, you might look at a video like this and think to yourself, well, this is fear-mongering. You're trying to teach cops to be scared. And I'm like, well, yes. But again, the guy that got blown out of his shoes, right? I'm not saying he was complacent. I didn't see anything tactically that would make you think he's complacent. I mean, it's a fucking convertible. You should be able to see inside the thing. Right? You know what I mean?
Like, I thought, like, did your peripheral vision not catch
the big-ass dude chilling? Yeah. Especially in a big old slammed like Cadillac or whatever this is. But it's just different. And I think that once you start to realize how mortal you are, if that makes any sense, and it's not, hypervigilance isn't just the armed guy lurking in this chick's backseat. It's the DWI that's about to plow into you on the highway. Or it's just the random asshole that's going to chuck a rock at you or sucker punch you. Like, there's a lot of even non-fatal, but still serious injuries, at least can end your career. Or your...
I was more worried about getting hit by a car on the highway than I was getting shot.
But hypervigilance is part of that. You might have to get out on the highway in one shift 10 different times. And especially
in the city we worked.
You know, and if you're working nights, you know, it's really rare that you see some of the stuff that goes on like that. And so you just got to be vigilant. So you use the road flares and you put on your reflective vest and you kind of keep your head on a swivel and all that kind of stuff. It's important. What is going on, Ginger Ninja? Thank you for monetizing the stream. Everybody give a big special thank you to Ginger Ninja for the £20 super chat, which given the way our economy is going, this is probably a bump up. We should invest this in stock. But anyways, he says, so Bill, how was the void? And where are you giving room and board?
I'm still in the void.
Yes, he said also he's adding monetization. I appreciate it, Ginger Ninja. He's in Michigan.
Yeah.
And he's not living too bad though. I got to drive him up there and I got to hang out in that house for a few. He's doing pretty good. He ain't hurting up there, okay?
There's just a big lake to my left. No big deal.
Yeah, it's just fine with a pier and like a really nice deck and yeah. Poor him.
Biggie.
Void gave Bill room and board. Oh, he's talking about Void, like the developer's Void.
They haven't given me shit, not even a good game.
Exactly. Wow. Can't even get me an update. I already bought the game. Anyways, so shout out. Thank you to everybody that's here. Thank you for everybody that's liked. And thank you for Jinja and somebody else monetized the stream. Who else monetized the stream? Oh, I just counted. There you go. Next video. Shout out to Police Post, Kid in Vehicle. What is your preferred method for breaking a window? Window breaker, glass breaker, now that I know that they exist. This is way too late for me, though. Bill, go. Yeah. You glass breaker team? Are you a team glass breaker?
1,000%. Yeah. Well, if there's a kid in the car, I might shoot the window out.
That's just me.
Just for fun.
4244, just start next to this route. People is locking everything for traveling back to.
Hey, pause it real quick. So, it wasn't a kid in the car, it was 4 dogs.
I remember this call.
Broke every single window. My baton.
You couldn't get the doors to open, and so you were continuing to break windows until you got compliance from the vehicle to release these dogs.
I would break one window, and then the dogs would run to the other side, so I had to go break another window.
100%.
And then they ran to the other side, so I had to break another.
Shout out to one of the coolest sergeants we worked with, because she was perfectly kosher with that. She goes, you know what? Fuck it, break another window. Why not? We're already here. Yeah. Also, and we talked about this in a rookie clip, actually, about trying the door handle more than once. Kind of like tasing someone more than once or knee striking someone more than once. If it didn't work the first time, it's probably not going to work the second time. And if one door's locked, they're probably all locked. It's kind of the nature of how door locks work in modern vehicles. Time might be of the essence, and they talked about this. It's a really good rookie clip. I remember this, where Nolan and his FTO have a kid in a car, and he's all proud of himself for finding the kid, and she reminds him, hey, all of these little things you need to work on, like have the victory, pat yourself on the back, but think about the things you could do better. This is an illustration of this. He just tried every single door, stared at the kid, and is now getting on the radio walking around, hey, fuck it, you know what you got, dude. It's 80 plus degrees or whatever, and there's an unattended kid in a car.
42, 44, 100% break window. Child's been thrown out.
My guy.
Huh? Yeah.
Shout out. He got that on the first swing. I'm proud of this guy.
I've done that before.
Hey! It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I know. What's the matter? I know.
I don't think we've seen this one before.
Have we? I'm a smidge triggered. I dealt with kids all the time, especially in this age
I
group.
remember the sleeve, and I was like, "Must be nice."
It must be nice. This is a pretty hard. I don't really. I had a couple of infants that I had to watch die, which is really shitty. I had a couple of kids that I had to babysit for 6 hours until CPS or a family member could also get a hold of. It's not fun. I'm glad that we are empowered as police officers to go advocate for these kids, regardless of the circumstances. We're going to see a clip later where the police are like, "What the fuck is going on?" But it is time. You were empowered and you were given the opportunity to help people. You're empowered with the ability to help people with as little as just saying, "Hey, I have reason to believe that this person's in an emergency." And exigency allows me to do things that normal people could not. I know in Texas we have a law that protects people that if you see a child that is potentially in danger, that you get qualified immunity for breaking. Like you can't get charged for criminal mischief for breaking this person's
Breaking the
window
window.
if you believe that you were saving a child. I don't advocate doing it right off the bat. Just have at least have a checklist of like, is the car on? Is the kid crying? Can I see the kid sweating? Whatever before you go off break, because then it's like vehicle burglary or whatever, depending on the jurisdiction or the municipality that's just the cop that's responding to this might be a fucking idiot. But that being said, if you have a checklist of what you're willing to do before you break in a window and save a kid, go do it. Because I'd rather deal with the possible negative side effects and then helping the kid. Watching kids die sucks. I can tell you that from personal experience. Guess who's in the chat? Bill and Josh, 60. Yes, Whiskey's here. I saw him being like, "Wow, honk."
I saw him honk.
Caden, producer Juan's talking to Caden. Caden, good to see you as always. And Sergeant George feels my pain about this too. Damn, king window breaker. No, seriously, that first swing break was pretty legit. I've hit a few car windows with a baton, and I think the best I've done is like hit number 2 or 3 on it breaking. It normally just kind of bounces off. Okay, we're going to try to burn through some of these. North American Rescue. Aquaman has nothing on this trooper. Oh, I don't have to shit talk a trooper for once. Thank God. Shout out to Axon. You know how I feel about you. This is apparently South Florida. Shout out to this guy. He looks pretty decent here. He looks like he takes care of himself.
Is it deep out there? How deep? In there. Fuck yeah,
That's deep.
It's pretty deep.
Bro, I'd have taken my vest off. I'd have taken the whole top part of my uniform off, probably, to be honest, because all that stuff. I might keep my gun belt on me just in case it got squirrely. But if it's just a high water rescue, fuck all that shit. Like, I'm taking all that stuff off and securing it in my car. And I guess putting my keys in my undies or whatever it is, hoping the person I hand it to doesn't steal my shit. Also destroying all your shit, because your vest is ruined. Your body cam, they probably got to change out. Have fun with this write-up. Oh, it's South Florida. They might not have written him up. They might actually like give him an attaboy for like being courageous and shit and helping people. I don't know what circumstances led to this person having their car in the middle of a river, but fuck you if it wasn't like a complete act of God that put you in there. Like, and if it was, that's because God put you there. So fuck you.
like a stroke or something behind the wheel.
That's what I mean. Something like that, I might bless it. But like, if this is like you were just being a dumbass, and this is how this happened, and this guy's they gotta know save your life, like
You were texting and forgot to turn because
that's what I mean. Or you pull like a Michael Scott, where it says go straight, it says go left, right?
Yeah.
This is sketchy. He's swimming.
So good luck getting that door.
That's what I'm trying to say. There's two guys. Let's see, Tyler Smith says that's a picture of the trooper. It's not South Florida. I don't know what this is. Oh, it says New York. You're right. This is New York State. I guess Team South Florida here is the one that posted it, I guess.
I think there's a police post clip of this, and they might have more.
Jesus, dude, this is rough. This is deep-ass water, dude.
Yeah.
It says 15 feet here. Shout out to Poofy for monetizing the stream. Those guys made it out finally.
You okay? What's going on, dude?
That's funny.
What's going on?
We have Canadian money and European money in our stream.
No kidding. Shout out to foreign countries supporting the Americans here. R.I.P. to Constable Andrew Hung of the Toronto Police Department, father of two, 22 years of service, shot and killed while having lunch unprovoked. I saw that story, and that really fucked me up. There was a lot of, for those of us that were cops in 2020, we had a lot of unprovoked officers getting shot just sitting in their car. And again, kind of goes back to the first video that we watched, or no, it wasn't the first one, I think it was the second one, where we talked about hypervigilance. It's hard to turn on the news and watch like some cop getting smoked fucking standing in QT. You should watch. Bill and I, we had to go to a gun range recently. We went together for Defender Palooza. And we had to go into a QT. And it's so funny because like Bill and I are almost working on our second year off patrol, right? We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary of being off patrol. And like if he was getting something, I was looking around. And when I was getting something, he was looking around. And it's because like we spent so much time in QTs, and all of that time was spent like it's very strange. It's a weird thing, but I hope, part of me hopes I lose some of the stress aspect of it because I'm doing that because I'm nervous about getting jumped, stabbed, or shanked or whatever. But the other part of me thinks like, you know what? That's not a bad skill to have. No one's gonna randomly surprise me. My wife's always like, you're so polite because I like hold the door open for people all the time, and I was like, no, I don't want this motherfucker walking in behind me and shooting me in the back of the head. Yeah. You can't do that if he's in front of me. Okay. Shout out to this guy for being awesome, and thank you, Poofy, for honoring a fallen officer. I appreciate it. Let's see. Police post.
Same clip. It just has more information.
Oh, okay. It says training points, absolute stud. Shout out to Police Post for that. Let's see. Swimming in uniform is not easy with boots on too. That's the biggest thing is in boots, you lose all of your like ankle movement in a boot.
Not to mention they fill up with water.
Yeah.
Weigh you down.
Yeah. I thought it was cool that he had rope. That was pretty dope. I didn't carry rope. That's probably a good fucking idea. I'd probably put rope in my truck, to be honest. Shout out to them. Well, we blew through that guy. This is an oldie but a goodie. They reposted this this week. Police post. It happens fast. Occurred in a pursuit. I don't think that we get any context for this outside of that the suspect did. Hashtag for the win. Anyways, I'll let you guys watch it real quick. He lost that gunfight. Jeez.
Yeah.
Golly. It's always my fear, and this is kind of the weird game that you play when you're. This would be the same thing in the military. This is the same thing when you are the person from the state coming up with a gun on a person that has a gun and just decides to be a fuck off that day. This officer's alive because that person had poor training. or no training. He just had a gun, right? And he kind of hip fired this thing Somali pirate style, at him or whatever. But you could imagine if this guy had any level of training, this cop's super dead. He didn't make it out of the car. He probably doesn't put it in park. He's dead. And a lot of times we would look at these situations, and Bill and I we used to have this conversation all the time about calls that really gave us heartburn after the fact of like, I'm alive because this person wasn't trying to kill me. Yeah. Or like I had another officer that said, again, there was the one Bill, so sees the like knife plain as day on the fucking concrete that I walk clean over with people behind me at that point. Because I see another knife that's in a crock pot that I'm like, fuck that. I'm not getting stabbed or getting but like literally
that fucking call.
Yeah, but like literally I cued in on a knife I could see, and I think someone dropped it as we were showing up, and that's probably why I didn't see it or hear it. Whatever. Yeah. And the only thing I hear next is like a metallic drag on the floor, and Bill being like, "Hey, Josh, like, hey, bro, like, fucking knife on the ground, dude. Like, let's act like we've been here before. Like, please don't make me kill someone for you." With people behind me,
and like
oh, there's like 15 people out there, yeah. Yeah, there were meth heads. It wasn't a very nice shout out to the Flags Motel is where that was at. But anyways, it's like I was safe because I had a backup officer that gave a fuck and knew what the fuck he was doing. Not because I'm and I remember in the moment thinking, oh, go get it, and like being pumped that I had taken that knife. Feeling like, okay, cool, I'm a little more secure. Until, again, the disconcerting metal scraping sound, and then Bill's like semi-disappointed look on his face, like, bro, like help me help you, motherfucker. Like, so like it.
Well, not to mention surrounded by doors.
Sure.
People that wanted to kill us.
And so it was a whole like. Then I'm standing there with a knife in my hand, like a fucking dweeb, right? Surrounded by people at a motel, and I think it was you, me, and maybe one other officer, and I was like.
Traffic officer showed up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And I was like, let's be a little more tactical about this before we go. I go the way of Michael Pena, right? I don't want to be doing that. So I think it's good to see this type of stuff if you're going into law enforcement. And then again, when you want to look at use of force in context of what it's going to look like in an officer's eyes, these are very real possibilities. And every single time, even if they skate and get by on it, it's a cumulative effect of stress where now seemingly innocuous things, I'm now worried about the thing I can't see, or I'm worried about the thing I'm not paying attention to. So I think it's good to see stuff like that. It's not good to experience and have to watch, but it's why we cover this stuff here on Only Cops. Thank you to everybody that's liked the stream so far. Brian said, hanging out with the Methers. I read Mothers and realized that said Methers. Sergeant George, exactly why sometimes wearing body cams comes out through in a massive way. 68. Dude, I'm overly vigilant in friggin' grocery stores. I don't know if that's he's an Eagles fan, so maybe it's a thing with that. Or no, he's a Yankees fan. No, he's a Yankees fan. Never mind. It's baseball.
Equally is terrible.
I can't shop without thinking of an active shooter. What might happen is true. It's true. Like I said, I hope part of me never loses that aspect of my mindset, but I could deal with a little less stress because maybe I could enjoy public places a little bit better.
Fuck public places. They suck.
This is why I keep friends like this around. They empower my antisocial behavior. And then I get to have more time to hang out with y'all.
Let's hang out in the middle of the woods.
Bet. With nods and a rifle in our hands. Like an idiot. Welcome to law enforcement, where the willingness to help doesn't exist. Side note, those Danners are kind of big. And drop legs are overrated. Oh no.
King snapping on the What's going on, Bit? Big guy boots, man.
What's that?
Big guy boots, man.
Yeah.
Hey, why you walking in my yard, boss?
I'm just trying to talk to you. That's all.
I don't want to talk to you, nigga.
You don't want to talk?
Fuck you got going on, man? You ugly.
Ugly. I haven't heard that in a while. Ugly.
You weird. Get on my yard, man. Bye.
All right.
Big guy boots, man.
I've been there. I haven't been the dweeb walking into someone's yard not having a good reason. And this, I don't want to give him too much grief because I don't know the context, right? But I will say this, and we say this all the fucking time. Know what you got. And there's plenty of times, and I love this because we would do it simultaneously. We'd be sitting there on a call, realizing like this is a bullshit call or whatever, or we don't have PC, or we don't have to do it. And this is what would happen. I'm looking at you like, what the fuck are we doing? Like it is, and like instantly, it's like he could feel like his meter for wanting to be there and my meter for wanting to be there met the threshold at the same time, and we'd both give.
Bye.
And like legit, if we weren't about to get written up, like there was honestly towards the end there, we left. I was like, fuck it, you get killed here, that's on you, my guy. Like fuck this shit. I'm not getting any use of force over this dumb bullshit.
Yeah.
Brian said Bork wants to buy. Why do I read these?
Should have let him.
Based public places doo. Yeah, public places are embrace the caveman, Josh.
That's right.
I'm trying here. Shout out to Police Post again, bro. They've been popping today. A man will never understand unless you've done it. Oh, Mini will never understand. Sorry, a job yes. Mini. I said R.I.P. my dyslexia. Let's see. I appreciate those that wear the badge. Some things will never change. We'll see what's going on here. This looks like a jumper.
Ma'am, come talk to me, ma'am. You're not in trouble, okay? Hey, Burnett, distract her.
Woof! Woof!
You okay? You good? Ma'am.
Reminds me of Crossbow Boy.
I don't know.
I'm with you. So tactically speaking, recently there's been a pretty big shift in these types of conversations where we say, well, how much are you going to ask officers to really put themselves in harm's way for a suicidal subject? Because they're not breaking the law. Being suicidal is not illegal. And I understand the aspect of an emergency detention, but are you really helping someone if you're trying to give them help they don't want? And again, where does the line stop for the government saying that, well, we can basically forcefully prescribe you XYZ? And I in certain contexts, I did feel like I helped with emergency detentions. There were certain situations where I really feel like just getting that person out of that situation and getting them access to resources. But oftentimes they wanted to help. And 9 times out of 10 in those situations, they were the ones that called us and they weren't on the ledge already. Like they were in their house or whatever, and they'd already tried and realized they were in a bad spot or whatever. Crossbow Boy is an example of this. And one of these days I'll give you guys the body cam of Crossbow Boys. I can share that to Patreon. It's only $1 a month if you'd like to join. It gives you access to our Discord.
That's right.
I'll do a short after party after this for you guys, depending on how long this takes. But Crossbow Boy put me in a situation. He was trying to kill himself with the crossbow. We got in an hour-long standoff, and that was by far the closest I got to shooting somebody. I was standing 10 feet away from a guy, having all of my slack taken up out of my trigger, and what saved him was the trigger pull weight. I still have that Glock sitting in my room somewhere, and I think about that every time I pick it up. I had PTSD of what my sights look like because I was basically just going to drill him right in the face because I'm like, if he picks this thing up and shoots me, I'm going to die. My vest is not rated for crossbows. I would die. But is that unreasonable to ask officers to put themselves in harm's way for somebody that's wanting to harm themselves? And then you could look at circumstances, again, with a lot of people's take on, not to be terribly controversial, but on people being pro-choice, right? So if you can choose to terminate a pregnancy, it's your body, your choice. Can you choose to terminate your own life? Is that within the realm of a constitutionally protected thing, right? And again, there's a big
government. If the government can't step in one, why are they stepping in on the other?
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is like I'd be curious to see how policy changes on this in the next couple of years on how much latitude you're really going to force officers to take in these situations. I do believe in protecting others from this person's suicidality, because suicidality can turn into like suicide by cop situations. But these aren't good. These aren't good situations. I don't think there's a good solution, to be honest. You're either going to have an officer that's willing to risk it or not. But I don't think it's fair to expect them to. Now, when you have a victim, like someone is being victimized, aggravated assault, all that other stuff, that's completely different. You took an oath that it's your job to risk your life to go save other people. But when their only victim is themselves, what are we really doing here? Say the same thing about substance abuse. You say the same thing about a lot of this stuff. I understand getting them out of that environment or trying to reduce the criminal elements surrounding that usage. But if the victim is themselves, what are we really doing? Bill, anything
What
else?
if they fall off that bridge
Do what?
with her?
Oh,
What if they've
100%.
fallen off that- And who can they help? Nobody.
100%. Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of why that's why Bill and I kind of both look at each other like, I don't know that I'd be going and putting myself on the line there for it, you know. It's just a complicated topic. And honestly, my feelings changed a lot about it once I got out of law enforcement, to be honest. And the more I started evaluating this stuff, my feelings changed. I did that dumb shit a few times. And looking back on it, those were by far the most stressful calls to work outside of a handful of uses of force. And for what? Because to be honest, if I could save them today, there was people I saved one day and they died a week later, you know. Mm-hmm. And either I'm ending up on the news for trying to help and fucking that up, or they put me in a situation where, how many times do we see suicide by cop shootings on this channel? All the time. And I get frustrated. I'm like, fuck it. He said shoot me. That's consent. I should have, you know what I mean? Like at that point, it's a shitty situation to be in, and that might make me sound very unempathetic, but I worked a lot of successful suicides, and I prevented a few, but like, I don't know that me forcing them to go take the grippy socks treatment over the weekend helped them. A lot of times it ended up hurting their reliance on law enforcement for help. So shout out to Police Law News. Go check out his channel. It's got a really cool thing. Daniel might not need help from us, but he's a really good dude. He does a really good job breaking some of this stuff down.
It took him 2 months to get on Discord. He needs a little help.
He needs some help, yeah. Also, he's in the chat right now. Go to 68 Whiskey's channel and just play some videos because the poor boy needs watch hours. The man reached the threshold for monetization, but because he rode coattails to get there, he doesn't have the watch hours. So go ahead. Go ahead and give the boy some watch hours. He makes really good Ready or Not content. I really like it. We have
that is fair. Watch hours.
Exactly.
Well before.
Exactly. We earned it the hard way. So go ahead and go check out his channel. Go ahead and give him some love. It's there. 60 ATE whiskey, as in 60 consumed whiskey, but eating it as opposed to chewing, as opposed to sipping whiskey. And that is what it is.
They make whiskey cake.
I've had whiskey pecan pie. Or it was bourbon pecan pie. Never mind. That was different.
There you go. Yeah.
So shout out. Justified shooting, but officers fired for untruthful statements. Interesting. We'll go see what this is.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
This is an officer-involved shooting case that occurred at a Nissan dealership in Concord, North Carolina. The involved police officer, Timothy Larson, was terminated by the police department. The allegation is that Officer Larson gave untruthful statements in regard to the officer involved.
It's a quick way to get fired.
Yep.
You got body cam and you got to give like sworn statements. Don't care if you fuck up, be honest. That is something I learned real early, even in the recruiting process. I admitted to taking shit from work and stuff like that. I had to admit to a lot of stuff, but really because you're being trusted with a certain amount of latitude to intervene. And part of that's, important. Am I missing anything? Coattails. He's catching up to our comments. Hey, shout out to Brian A, though. Stop the killing, stop the die. I do love that tagline. He's got a wonderfully good tagline. He says it like this. He's like, this is 68 Whiskey, and you know what we always say. Stop the killing, stop the dying. Until our next upload. See you later. I love it. His tagline. Go watch his videos. They're pretty good. But anyways, yeah, don't fuck up, don't lie. It's a terrible idea.
I feel like I just
However,
by your mouth and my ears.
That's exactly what it was. And he said just something gross. He's like, this is bringing me back. All those deep nights. This is bringing
Something
me
was
back.
deep, but it wasn't you.
It was not me. We already talked about this. It was not me.
However, the district attorney is not going to press charges against former Officer Larson. The DA said that the police officer's actions were lawful, objectively reasonable, and that the officer did not utilize excessive force. I will have some final thoughts on this case.
Oh, how pissed is that dealership for him breaking that window? So I wonder, like, I don't know what the context of the call was. It doesn't say here, but I had a few calls. We had all those shitty like mom and pop car dealerships. We had one of our frequent flyers list like to sleep in those things.
Yeah.
He would sleep in the cars and
They
stuff like that.
always left the cars unlocked.
Yeah, all the time. Yeah, it was really dumb.
After the full body cam, please comment with your opinions on this case, as it always leads to interesting discussion.
Oh, he could drive it. That's weird. I wonder what the deal is. I couldn't imagine what called Texas the guy criminal trespass or something in progress or
Probably.
burglary in
Or
progress
maybe,
or whatever.
Maybe, but yeah.
So he's going to take him into custody, but I'd be curious to see like why he's there by himself. A couple questions I have. But go check it out. Go check out Daniel at Police Law News. He's got some pretty cool stuff. This is a spicy video because I had to go get put to bits in OIS. That's why. Sacramento PD, shout out to police posts. This was the 27th of last month. Backstory, officers were called to report a reported assault in the area. Officers searched the area and found a woman who matched the suspect description minutes later. And then some nonsense happened. We'll see. This would be an aggravated assault in progress if there was a knife involved.
Stop! Stop right there!
Shit.
Hey!
That'll do it.
Shots fired, shots fired.
I'm guessing she concealed the knife until that last second and went and stabbed him. That's what it looked
God
like.
Dang.
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Don't stab officers. Don't stab people with knives, and then because people are gonna call 911 and cops are gonna show up.
Yeah.
I like that they utilized their patrol cars in following her and didn't try to follow her on foot because so far you don't think that there's a gun involved. If there's an edged weapon involved, fuck it, stay in your car. I am team go hands on. I was very proud of that officer for not trying to utilize a taser or whatever. He said, fuck this chick. She's going into custody. I feel like I can handle her, but understand the inherent risk of doing that. That is, you're really opening yourself up to, again, a bladed weapon or a sucker punch or whatever it is.
You all right? Yeah, give me a drink, buddy.
He's leaking.
27, shots fired, shots fired. Give me fire code 3. Fire code 3, female down, 20...
Oh, he's putting that high, dude. Oh, you imagine a stab wound in your arm?
How
Oh,
about a little help,
yeah, no kidding.
guy?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Old boy's here like, I got lethal. He's like, hey, man, I think she's dead. Let's please make sure I don't join her here in a second. Can go bitch her out at the pearly gates with the queen.
6 and stab. She's down. Still has a knife on her.
Get this tighter for me, buddy.
We're stable for now.
Here, almost. It's tight.
I got it. Look my hand.
Transfer fire to stage.
Wow, fire to stage. That doesn't surprise me. You're over here bleeding to death from a stab wound, and he's like, Cloppy, fire staging. He's like, bro, I asked for fire code 3. Now, I will say this. If fire shows up and you still got somebody at gunpoint, they're going to be pretty salty with you. Because they have no means of protecting themselves, and I get it, because they're second responders. But, yeah, help a brother out. So you see a guy put on a tourniquet, he'd be like, hey, yell at me if this person gets up, but I can holster up for a second and put a damn tourniquet on.
I mean, it was his left arm, so hopefully he's right. That he could just hold his gun out while he puts the tourniquet on his left arm.
Based. See, we would make it, Bill.
That's what I would do.
We would make it. Fire staging. I'm glad Whiskey caught that too. Wounded officer suffered a serious injury and underwent surgery later that night. Was released 2 days later, so I'm glad the officer was okay. But yeah, if it's bad,
That means it was deep.
yeah. Well, and especially for him to notice it like that and be like, "Oh shit!" Like I'm Well, and imagine if he took it in the neck. He'd be gone. In the thoracic cavity, we don't have stab-proof vests. We got bulletproof vests. They're not the same thing.
Yep.
Did we get anything about the suspect?
Dead, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully it ripped. I don't have any sympathy for people that stop valuing people's lives.
Go to the one after the Coleon video. That's part 2, I think.
Oh, based.
Stop! Stop right there! Lord! Ah, she stabbed me!
Yeah, she kept it concealed because he would have seen it had it not been concealed. Damn. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Brian said she expired. Yes, the expiration date was met.
See you never.
Lady's armed with a knife. Did we get anything? Look at me
Just
rooting.
the body cam, I think.
Look at me rooting for her to rip here. We're gonna go watch this. I'm gonna let this play for a second, and then I'm gonna read the chat real quick. We're gonna let you guys get a good taste
If
of
this
this.
doesn't convince you to get a gun for protection, I don't know what will.
Starting in January, a new law will go into effect in Illinois called the Safety Act. Part of it eliminates cash bail for most offenses. Under the new law, people arrested for many criminal cases, including battery, robbery, and vehicular homicide, cannot be detained no matter the severity of the crime. Unless there is evidence, they're a flight risk, and a judge can only detain someone for murder and armed robbery if there is a real and present threat to the safety of the community.
People, you are on your own.
Shout out to Coleon Noir for keeping it real. Go ahead. He doesn't need our help for the follow, but go check him out. I think he's got really cool. I like it. He's an attorney here in Texas. And so he tends to look at it from an attorney's perspective. And I think he does a good job of breaking this down. But like, let me put this into perspective. So we were given pretty stringent arrest capabilities when we didn't have discretion on domestics, right? Because domestics statistically often would escalate to murder. You're way more likely for your spouse to kill you than anybody else, statistically speaking. So because of that, they would basically force us to arrest that person if we had PC for the offense. And they'd see a judge, and they would determine once in custody whether or not an emergency protective order could be put in place and all that other kind of stuff. What's going on, Retro? The problem is that sometimes we'd have to arrest people at a super petty thing, and then the charges would get dropped. But the inverse of that is you can have somebody admit to it under this circumstance and say, hey, well, I agree to pay my bail and put on my ankle monitor, and I don't have a car, so I can't run, so I could violently beat you to within an inch of your life while taking your wallet, and I will see. It takes a long time for these things to get adjudicated. And that's why county jail is so long-term, is if it's a pretty violent offense, it could take 4 or 5 months before you're even fully, like, arraigned. Like they even know what the fuck they're going to do and set a date and all that kind of stuff. That whole time you'll sit in county. Here they're saying, fuck that. We have too much murder going on. We're just going to let them go out there and hopefully God sorts it out. That's sketchy, dude. I love that that's called the Safety Act.
The only positive thing about this is if, like, good, regular, normal people start to realize that there's, like, zero effect for breaking the law anymore.
Oh, sure.
They'll start criminals.
Yeah.
Really what's going to happen.
Yeah. And the example I'll give you is the LA riots. And I know a lot of people will talk about this, but during the LA riots, I mean, basically law and order ceased to exist for, I mean, almost like a day or two. It was almost like 2 or 3 days. It was a long time. And so people were just whole ass looting, and then it went from looting to robbing, which is very different. Looting is you're going to a place of business and taking their stuff. Robbing is you're taking it from a person, which is a violent act. I'm committing violence onto another person to go take their shit, right? And shout out, because there's a cool documentary on this. Popo Medic actually has a really good video on this. Go check out his channel. He's got some cool stuff. They call them, unironically, rooftop Koreans, but these were a bunch. The Korean community got together. They had one of their radio stations literally turn into a makeshift dispatch. And they started basically calling in and creating like a matrix to figure out where looting was occurring and where robberies were occurring. And they took the law into their own hands. It was fucking nuts. But The streets will sort themselves out. I just wouldn't want to be at the mercy of the streets. That's what I'm getting at. Shout out to Coleon for keeping it real.
Hey, before you move on,
yes,
I'm gonna say.
Okay, I'm gonna have to adjust my thing. Give a sign off. Tell everybody that you love them.
I love all of you, except for the ones that I don't. And if you don't know that already, then it's probably you. I will see all of you fine, ladies and gentlemen, next week.
Hey, he said next week. Boys and girls, I'm excited. Bye, Bill. We miss you.
Bye.
Give Maggie and Triggy. Oh, he left. He left me quick. Okay, I'm going to adjust my little thing here so that y'all won't have to see like random bullshit. And just like that, I'm on my own. Let's see. I was also introduced almost close to midnight. Wow. Everybody's saying bye to Bill. I appreciate it. And we have a bunch of people in here. Thank you for the likes and all that stuff. Rooftop Koreans are so Chad. Yeah, shout out to all that stuff. I'm sure Bill will see this comment section, and if not, I'll take a picture of it and send it to him. Thank you guys for giving him a send-off. Shout out to Poofy for continuing to monetize the stream. He said Chicago about to be even more lit than before. Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, I have a lot of sympathy for the people in Chicago because I think that they have city managers and DAs that just don't know what the fuck is going on. And they're so far removed from reality and from the consequences of their decisions that they just kind of do whatever the fuck they want to do. It's stupid. I feel for them a lot. Let's go see what this guy has to say so we can get... I have two more here and then we'll go on to the next thing. Everyone said bye, Bill. They all love you. As I do. As do I.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them. It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or...
Holy shit. I did not know that aspect of it. So this is more on the Safety Act. What the fuck? I mean, without cops being able to come and take people off your property. It was a huge thing that happened. We did what's called criminal trespass warnings. That happened all the time. So you're drunk and belligerent in the middle of like an IHOP or something like that, and we would show up and upon threat of violence, we would remove you. But to take the liability off of the business owner, we would step in and do it because it's our jurisdiction, it's our problem, whatever. We'll go deal with this person afterwards. But we would do that for people because that's the safe way to do it. I have training in this. I have equipment. There's liability insurance taken out on me as an employee. This takes the responsibility of it and puts it on the state, not the business owner. And the business owner purchases the property for them to go be there and run their business with the promise that the city will provide certain resources, access to electricity, access to water, access to all of this stuff. But part of that's the police department. So if crime happens, I'm not like Mad Maxing it by myself, rooftop Korean style, doing it. I'm paying taxes for you to provide these services for me. And they're just saying straight up no. So if they won't forcibly remove, I could move into your house in Chicago, and unless you're willing to take me out of there with a gun, they ain't going to do anything. And to be fair, it would be second-degree murder. You don't have to worry about going to jail or staying arrested because they ain't taking anything there either. That's nuts. I can't even wrap my head around that. Blank Forge, shout out to you for saying that they could be in Alaska. They might be in Alaska, but they get shot out there. I got to go but have lots of fun. Whiskey, it was good to see you. Shout out to Retro. Hey, thank you for monetizing the solo stream. I appreciate you taking pity on me. And thank you for monetizing it while I yoke the shoulder of responsibility and making sure that we give live content for you guys every time. And also Poofy monetizing the stream. I really appreciate it. I love how Retro gave $19.99. Thank you for the support of the stream. Like I said, thank you for monetizing this. And then I'm getting the Purge vibes from the law. Poofy, I think Purge, I mean, I wonder if they'll take you for like fraud, but they won't take you for second degree murder. Maybe like instead of just full on Purge where like everything's legal, it's just like the real serious heinous stuff is legal. So this is fuck it. Like I can kill you. I can't steal from you, but I can kill you. It's a weird deal. This is crazy. I'm going to listen to the last bit of this, and then we're going to finish our Instagram stories, and we'll keep moving on.
Or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket. You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them, and whether or not it's legal.
Yeah, this is a super miscarriage of justice. And maybe they're being hyperbolic about it. I don't know, because I haven't really looked into it. But if this is even remotely true, like, holy shit. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't feel safe living in a place like that, to be honest. Tyler Stevens says it's crazy in Rochester, New York. A police officer was killed working undercover surveillance on a murder suspect, killed by an ambush, and the suspect from Massachusetts was on a felony probation for armed robbery. Yeah. It happened, and this is what a lot of people don't understand, and this is why this stuff is concerning. And it might seem shitty that like you take like a pretty hard-nosed, like zero tolerance policy on some of this stuff that, hey, you do aggravated robbery, guess what? You sit in county and wait till we adjudicate you. It's not like a PI. It's not like a DWI. Like, you are clearly incapable of navigating normal-ass fucking societal things. So we're going to take you and place you somewhere until we figure out what the fuck to do with you. If you don't do that, you put the onus of the responsibility of dealing that on people. And these guys reoffend all the fucking time. Most people are at worst rude. Most people. And I really do believe that. Most people would not perpetuate violence. They might want to, but they have that empathy trigger in their brain that as much as they want to punch you in the face, they won't, because they realize there's negative consequences to that. And they realize that's probably going to hurt you and all that kind of stuff. But there are some people that just don't give a fuck. I don't know what the psychology is around it. It's above my pay grade. But there are shitty people out there that cannot, for one reason or another, at least in this moment in time, function in normal society without perpetuating violence on others. And it's really not fair to expect citizens, every single citizen, to take the onus of the responsibility of dealing with these people on their own. Unless you're just going to full on go like, whatever, you guys can have machine guns or whatever, because you're basically policing yourselves. Fine, but like most of these places, the law is not the case. You could barely carry pepper spray without worried about getting sued. It's a very weird ass backward situation. I don't know why they would do that, but it is what it is. We'll watch this so we can finish this bit of stuff, and then we can go to YouTube videos. The reason is unclear. The altercation happened. Oh, apparently it's just a civilian use of force. Shout out to these idiots.
Yep, they're fighting. Oh, yep. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, my gosh. There's a younger guy. Oh, my God, he's got a gun. The older gentleman pulled out a gun. The older gentleman just pulled out a gun.
He clicked it, but it didn't hit
Yeah,
him.
oh my gosh.
The guy's fighting him with a gun.
Two white men. Yeah. One's an older gentleman and one's a younger guy.
What
the older man has a gun on the younger guy.
The young man's holding the gun. He's trying
Oh
to
my
take
gosh,
it from
he's
him.
trying. He took it. He took it.
He took the gun from him.
Don't shoot. Oh my gosh, he's.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
young
both
guy.
of them are white males.
The young guy has the gun now.
Front parking lot facing the freeway.
Oh,
Parking
what's it?
lot
He
facing
got
the
the gun.
freeway. Parking lot facing the freeway. Oh, yep.
Jesus Christ. People are stupid. I can't wrap my head around this. Don't get in street fights. I can't imagine a single reason to get in a fight, to be honest. It's out in the world. I don't know, man. Getting respected by a perfect stranger that you're never going to see again is not that important. Getting cut in line, road rage. I don't understand getting in fights, to be 100% honest. But, yeah, don't go shooting people if you're going to get in a fight. It's just the whole thing's stupid. Chicago Fittin'. Thank you, Blank Forge. To be the Wild Wild West. Probably. I think you're about to see a lot of 3D printed guns doing shady stuff out there. That concludes our Instagram post. We can move on to YouTube. We got a buttload of YouTube videos. Thank you to our Patreon group. Like I said, it's as little as $1 a month to join. That gives you access to the Discord. I will be doing an after party there for everybody that's there. We were a very monetized stream. Thank you to Retro, Poofy, Jinja, and a bunch of other people. I appreciate that. As I ride solo in my breakdown, I will try to adjust the trend as much as I can so I'm not just a talking head off into the ether web. I'm here now, Alfredo. All is right in the world. Alfredo's here. My guy. Man, today was slow. He said today was slow. It's gone. You're gone now, so you can say that. That's normally not something you'd say ahead of time. Let's see. Juan gonna yell at that last IG for camera handling. If Juan was here, he would give a big -1 for that camera handling because it was pretty piss poor. Shout out. We'll go ahead and put an L in the chat for Juan's disapproval of that that use of a camera. I can't imagine now, dispatcher. Hello, 911. What's your emergency? How can I help you? There's someone who just murdered my neighbor. They're gonna be like, okay, blah. I'm not being paid until next month. Ooh, that's the worst. I was lucky. I was bi-weekly paid as a police officer, and even now I'm paid every Friday, every other Friday, no matter what. That's a nice way to do it. Having to wait a month for a paycheck is shitty. Police body cam video shows cop shot a man trying to steal a police car. Interesting. Why are they there? North Carolina. Shout out to the lesser of Carolinas. I know he's not here, but we're making fun of Mr. Nora Charles himself. On Sunday, February 13th, approximately 5, Concord police officer Timothy Larson is in a parking lot, possible auto theft. 29-year-old Brandon Combs opens the door, and he's, oh, this is the dealership call. What? Okay, so he was called there because it was a vehicle theft that was occurring, and I'm guessing this is the body cam. So he got fired because he lied about this. For those of you that are new to the stream, thank you for everyone that's currently liking it and watching it. I appreciate everyone that's here. Drop a like if you like what you're seeing. Earlier in the stream, we saw this on an Instagram post that gets in this weird use of force situation with this guy that's in this Nissan truck. Apparently, there was a call that somebody was stealing Nissan trucks out of the car dealership. Shout out to Axon, you know how I feel.
What? What?
Take your gun off.
Why? What's going on? Hey!
If I approach a guy and his first comment is, hey, take your gun off, get the fuck out of here.
Stop the... What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey! Do not move! Do not move!
He's got... It just dawned on me. Right here, you can see he's got a fucking joint in his hand. Hold on. Is he high? Let's see if I can pause it.
What are you doing? Hey!
This is a joint. I feel like this is incredible. If this guy's high and doing this shit, what a fucking idiot.
Do not move! Do not move!
That was totally a joint. He had a blunt. He's like, hey, bro, take your gun off. I'm just trying to steal this truck. Jesus, dude. What the fuck? I don't miss policing. God bless y'all that are still doing this shit.
Move! Do not move! What are you doing? Hey! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! 266, give me another. I got one at gunpoint.
Jesus, the fact that he made scene on an auto theft in progress by himself, mistake number one. But I bless everything else. He decided to make some space, and I don't know how you're vehicle extracting a person at gunpoint. I'm probably not a huge fan of that, just because you don't know if this guy's armed or whatever. But like, what are you gonna do outside of stand here and yell at him? I would anticipate getting in a vehicle pursuit, given that he's already in a car with the keys and all that stuff. I'm probably going to my patrol car, assuming that this guy's going to take off. But I am team him trying to prevent it from becoming a vehicle pursuit. But you cannot detain, as we say all the time on this damn channel, you cannot detain vehicles with your body. Don't try it. It's a stupid idea. Explorer, you can't do it. It's illegal. I'm just catching up to the chat. You can't lie if you get high. That's very true. Bro, just in case his head in the door just gets there, yeah.
Nissan dealership 29. Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
I don't know, man. I don't know that I'm approaching this.
Get out!
be en route to midnight, and I'm not sure if that's where he's at or not. I'll be code 3.
Where's ABL showing near you?
Get out of the car!
You know that dealership is pissed. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of trying to take this guy into custody by myself, given that he's in a vehicle and he's got keys to that vehicle, and I don't know how armed he is. I am team trying to level some amount of officer presence on this guy, but like, you don't really have a lot you can do safely, is what I'm getting at. Now, if you're big dick swinging, and then maybe this guy's just a better man than me, maybe he can do it, but I don't know that I got a ton of enthusiasm trying to interact with this guy by myself.
Get out of the car! Show me your hands! Hey! Get on the ground!
4266
I need an 18. Show me your hands!
I like how they welfare checked him. The other problem, again, like I said, I have an issue with him. I get not trying to get in front of the truck, and I understand he's trying to find some semblance of cover with these other vehicles and stuff like that, and the off chance this guy's got a weapon. The most obvious weapon he has is his vehicle. So let's treat it like it's a car and not a gun, and let's leverage your vehicle. Because you could also just put yourself in a position to be prepared to chase this car or prevent it from leaving or whatever it is that you're going to go do. I'm not a huge fan of just backing off, but what can you do? Again, you showed up by yourself. This is kind of the short stick that he's got. Shout out to trying to get some level of cover, though. It is concealment more than cover, but he's trying. Shout out to him for that.
Get on the ground!
I forgot that he goes and tries to steal his car. And now I feel vindicated in my criticism. This makes sense. Don't leave your shit unattended and it won't get stolen.
Go to my patrol vehicle! Shots fired! Shots fired!
He did. He is deceased. Golly. Don't steal patrol cars. It's probably pretty terrible. I think he was high. He probably was high given the random blunt that was in his head. I don't mean to laugh at that, but he ended up not getting charged in this instance. This is the backstory of this already came out. We covered a little bit of this. Daniel covered this in his Instagram post for it. But the officer was fired because apparently when he wrote a report about this after the fact, he wrote some untruthful statements. So don't lie. If you're a cop, if you're doing this type of stuff, could better tactics have been used? Maybe. Does that prevent the shooting from happening? Maybe. We don't have no idea of knowing. I don't always want to put the onus of that responsibility on the officer because there's a grown-ass person making stupid decisions. There's plenty of people that interact with law enforcement, sometimes in even violent encounters, that walk away perfectly fine just the way that they were before. They just go to jail in handcuffs instead of going to the ME's office with a bullet in your face. So don't do that. Hey, what did I miss? What's going on, Partner Gaming? You missed about 12 Instagram videos and 1 YouTube video, but we still got like 10 of these things to get through. Bill was here earlier, so y'all did miss the bearded Bill, the brilliance of him earlier, so I'm sorry for that. But he did say he was going to be coming next week, so shout out to that. I'm excited about that. I want to thank everybody that's monetized it. Josh, what do you think about that last shot? Sus. That's all I'm trying to say. Like the last 3 shots, to be honest. Like, I think the first one did it, to be honest. And I'm not saying I'm perfectly okay with a 3-round burst or a 5-round burst or whatever, and then seeing what kind of effect that has on the individual. But again, my biggest issue with it is he was trying to use his body to detain a car, realized that wasn't going to work, and then basically, because he didn't retreat to his vehicle, left his vehicle available for this guy to try to take it. It is what it is. Don't detain cars with your body, and don't. If you're an officer, that last shot's a little sus, but it's not that hard to articulate. I couldn't see what was going on inside of the windshield. I could hear the accelerator going, and in that moment, I thought maybe he was trying to get this car to drive to run me over. Right? You could articulate that, but it is what it is. Don't try to steal cop cars. Weapons, tools, FPS, timer, Jesus. Shout out to this. This is the next one. We have body cam footage of a shooting, chase armed man in Kendwick, Washington. Shout out to police activity. Not that they need our help. DWI. I fucking hated these calls. Every single time. Alfredo, if you're still here, anybody that's got any law enforcement experience, people asleep at the wheel. Oh, I hated these calls. The biggest issue is you don't know if this person's having a medical episode or just drunk or whatever, but like it's still going to be a whole thing and you have to get EMS. And oftentimes it was DWI, and I hated working DWI, so they're a pain in the ass. Hey, look, Fire standing by. Look at this. They staged right there. Shout out to Fire for being right there. I'm proud.
Hello, police.
So I don't know if they took the keys out of the car yet, but I am team. So this guy's in a car, right, asleep, and I don't know whether I at the very minimum have a detention here. Perfectly reasonable for you to reach in there for officer safety's sake and take the keys out of this car, so nothing fucky happens. You can also, when they're asleep like this, because his windows are rolled down, I'm also perfectly okay with you frisking that immediate area before you wake this guy up, because then you can know whether or not he's able to produce a weapon. Am I going to be able to convict this guy of anything that I find by entering in this vehicle? No. Unless I can plain view see it from outside of the vehicle on the inside. Probably going to eye fuck the hell out of the inside of this car from the outside of the car. But securing this guy and securing the car, I'd rather do all of that stuff up front. If he's already incapacitated, let's do that ahead of time. Versus letting this guy wake up and then you're in a potential use of force situation. Those are my 2 cents from what I've learned on the street. Because I've seen this burn a few cops.
Get up, police! Wake up!
Also put on gloves. Hey, shout out for blocking this car in. That's what's up.
Get up, police!
Blank.
Hello, kill police. Hey, you alright, man? Fine. Okay. Well, you were passed out of the pump for a little bit. You want to go ahead and turn the car off?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. You're just going to take off?
I have to, Will.
Why?
Because I have somebody to.
No, just turn the car off right now.
No, sir.
So now you're having to beg for a guy to comply, and all you got is a verbal attempt to do it unless you want to really reach across the steering wheel. # make sure the car is off and in park. I don't know if the keys were just out or not. Maybe he had the keys on himself, and maybe that was the case, but not gonna lie, if I'm passenger side approach here, I'm probably yeeting them keys out if I can find them.
Let's turn the car off.
No, don't.
Get out of the car.
Back up. Back up.
My guy! If this guy is reaching for his waistband, don't point at it. Point a gun at it. My guy. And maybe this is a surprise, and so maybe this is like half attempted, like, oh shit, I'm in a gun situation. You're a backup officer. That's all you're looking for, is whether or not this guy's going to be a safety issue. This guy should have a gun pointed at the back of his head, like right now.
Back up. I have.
Get out of the car. Out of the car.
I have a condition.
Get out of the car. Go to the ground.
I have a condition. I have a condition. Leave me alone.
Bro, what is going on here? Shout out to this guy for being in Sewell. This guy needs to get out of the backstop. I'm team that. Like, fuck being here, dude. Like, go ahead and wheel around to behind the vehicle. I wouldn't want to be part of this backstop. This guy's already reached for his gun. Fuck this shit.
Get on the car. Leave me alone.
On the ground. Get on the ground.
Get on the ground. Chase me. Don't do this.
Northbound or CCB.
I have a gun right here. Don't fucking do it.
Drop the gun. Drop the gun. Drop the gun.
Drop the gun.
He's got a gun.
Not gonna lie, I'm probably smoking this guy already. He pulls a gun out while running like that, he's getting smoked. I am not disappointed in these officers. I appreciate them valuing life and trying to do the safe thing. This guy gets shot right here and there. You run from cops with a gun in your hand, and then he's running to God knows where. He left his car, potentially gonna go make another victim. Get the grappler, Blank Forge. Shout out to Blank Forge with the grappler. Also good to see you, Blank Forge. I appreciate you supporting the single stream that I have here today.
Get on the out!
He dies. There it is.
Did he fire? Yeah. Get off the ground.
Why are we not shooting?
Signal dispatch.
He fired. Why are we not shooting?
He fired one shot. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
So you're giving him an opportunity to get into concealment. You're offering him an opportunity to get into cover. You're placing yourself at a disadvantage. You're waiting for this guy to turn around and shoot you in the face. Shoot the guy.
On the ground, drop it now.
Shoot the guy. There it is.
Okay, can you move around? Okay. Okay, we have one suspect down. Shots fired. Where's the gun? Do not move. Where's the gun at? Where's the gun? Piano, with me. You see the gun? What?
This guy can still shoot you. This is the shitty part about it. And this is why he's got a curb to his advantage. I don't know, man. Should have shot him a long time ago, but shout out for eventually figuring it out and getting off the pot.
I see the gun.
It's only cop, not only cops today. Yes, only Josh Cop today. Thank you, Step Bro, for coming. I appreciate it. And this is fake. There's no way. Partner Gaming. There's no way this dude hasn't been shot yet. That's what I was saying. I shout out to Partner Gaming. He gets it. He's been watching enough of these live streams. He gets it.
No! Crawl away from the gun!
We're at 425 North CCB, right by the main entrance.
Crawl away! Crawl away from the gun! Behind me, buddy. Roll over. Get your hands up!
Well, shout out to this guy for just pulling up on scene. He has no idea what the fuck's going on. He's like, I'm just going to pull my car up here. We'll call him Brave.
Check behind you. Where's it at? In cover.
We'll call him Brave.
You see the gun?
Go this way.
You see the gun? He sees the gun.
Go this way.
Okay? Coming over your side.
You ready?
Okay. Tiago, holster up.
I won't move. I think I'm hit.
Where are you hit?
I won't move.
Yeah, he gets the Darwin Award of the Year. Try to secure a vehicle if you can. Also, again, and I had mentioned this almost fortuitously before, if someone's incapacitated, try to frisk them then. If it's a DWI, this person's not going to make good decisions. If this guy's high, he's not going to make good decisions. And also, if he's surprised, just simply surprised. If you don't realize that you fell asleep and you're having micronaps, you can have hallucinations and things of that nature. He could have thought, oh shit, this is the MIB coming to come get me. And so like his actions were relatively reasonable given what he thought the circumstances he was in. Do I think his officers acted appropriately? No, only because they didn't shoot him sooner. I'll be honest with that. But they managed to not have anyone else get hurt but the suspect, which is fine. But we learned a very painful lesson of had they tried to secure him prior to that, as far as frisking the area and stuff like that and being hands-on, you probably prevent the whole foot chase, you prevent the taser deployment, you probably prevent the shooting, to be honest. That being said, this guy's an idiot. He deserved to get shot. Don't shoot your gun off. Don't run from cops with the gun in your hand. Don't fall. The whole thing's stupid. Shout out to Daniel, Police Law News. We're going to be watching part of his little video. Go check it out. Go subscribe here. We're already subscribed. He's got 1.9K. He's almost caught up to us. So go follow Daniel on Police Law News. He does some really cool stuff. Cheesy, what's going on, Cheesy? It is so good to see you. There can only be one Josh Ginger. Is it just me, or does the mic keep leaving him hanging? My mic? Is my mic not on and like loud enough? My volume adjuster was stuck with my mouse movements. Well, there it is. I can't help you, Cheesy. So, Christian Glass. Oh, I thought it was like they were talking about it being Christian Glass. Christian Glass is the guy's name. Shot by police during a mental health episode. This does not sound good. Shout out to Step Bro for monetizing the stream. Thank you for the only Josh. Needs some monetization. I appreciate it. We've already been super demonetized like 4 or 5 times from some of these videos. Bill was here earlier. You did miss a Bill appearance. So if you guys want to go see Bill's beautiful face, go watch the beginning of the stream. He was here at the very, very beginning. It was pretty awesome. Your mic sounds fine to me, Partner Gaming. I do it for you. Okay, let's go see this clip here. Shout out to Patrol Shorts. I have some beef with Patrol Shorts. I never wore Patrol Shorts. I didn't think they were very professional. Nor did I want my calves exposed to the disgusting things that we always were around. It's Catholic plastic. Jesus Christ. Blank. It's almost like you forgot about Tennessee v. Garner. Justified. Oh, 100%. Fleeing felon. This guy getting smoked for sure. I was going to bring Tennessee v. Garner up. It is 100%. If you have a fleeing felon, you can arrest that person by leveraging deadly force, again, to prevent him from victimizing another person. There's a lot of case law, this kind of stuff, but it's there. But the cheese needs to be spread all the cracks and crevices. Cheesy, I appreciate your comments in the... And again, thank you, Step Bro, for monetizing the stream. I appreciate it, guys. Let's go watch this video.
Pressure. Hit the, reach in. Impact, impact, impact.
What?
Hello, 911.
I'm in a vehicle. My vehicle got stuck in a really bad way.
Are there any weapons that you're aware of?
I have a weapon on me. I will throw them out the window as soon as an officer gets here. I have 2 knives and a hammer, and a rubber mallet. I guess that's a weapon.
Okay.
And some stones I could throw. I'm not dangerous. I will keep my hands completely visible.
Both cars, be advised, this party is stating that he has weapons in the vehicle with him, 2 knives, a hammer, and a rubber mallet. He did state that he would throw them out of the window as soon as officers got on scene.
I had a dispatcher that sounded just like this. I don't know if it's just like the modulation or like the compression in the air traffic, but she sounded just like this. They went to the same school of being monotone and boring.
Make you feel safe.
Seems compliant.
No, dude. We're not going to shoot you, but we need you to come here. Guys, look, I can't go. Stop. Take the keys out of the car. Take the keys out of the ignition now. Take the keys out of the ignition. Put them on the dash.
I'm team throw them out of the car, but that's me. I'm apparently weird and can prophetically understand how calls could possibly go sideways. There's someone standing on his hood. There was someone standing on his hood. I saw that. After speaking with Christian for less than 1 minute and 30 seconds, officers who eventually shoots and kills Christians threatens to forcibly remove Christian from the vehicle. I don't know that we're in a hurry to get him out of the vehicle because he just said he was stuck and that he was maybe having a mental episode or whatever. I don't understand why you're in a hurry unless you're trying to get off shift on time. And if you're a cop trying to get off on shift on time, you picked the wrong job. I have been here many a times.
Please push me out, ram me out, and I'll follow you to a police station. Can you do that? For what? Why are we doing this? You need to step out of the car now. Step out of the car now. That's a lawful order. Step out of the car, you'll be removed from the vehicle.
So here's my question. Is this a traffic stop? Is this a detention? And if it's a traffic stop or detention, for what crime? You cannot give a lawful order to someone unless you're in the commission of your duties. So in that case, you're asking him to get out of his car, and you could articulate it for his safety and stuff like that. If they've only been there for a minute and 30 seconds, I think you can have a little more patience than this. I have a little bit of an issue of how this is being handled because I don't understand if all the call text is this guy wants police help and he might have some weapons in the car, all of which he articulated, and he's like, I don't want to be a threat. When he shows up, both of his hands are out of the vehicle. I don't know why an officer couldn't just walk up, open the door, and get him out. And I kind of understand from a safety standpoint, but you got multiple officers. I don't get it.
Step out now.
Yeah, it's a minute and 40 seconds into this body cam, so they've barely been on scene for like 2 seconds.
You don't need to be terrified. We're out here to try and help you and have a conversation, okay? You crashed your car. I crashed, yeah. Okay. What did you take tonight? Any drugs?
So I smoked. I've been... What's that?
Don't worry about it. Focus on...
Oh my God. Can you not open the stop sticks and like clear view of the guy? Like, Jesus. Try for half a second to be a little tactical. Just a little. Try. Isn't that more like I'll be honest, I don't really know what's going on here. If he asked for help with his car, cops respond to that. Sometimes, if they believe that there's like a mental element, I think he might have said more to dispatch than what we're getting. But a stuck vehicle, no. So oftentimes, police might go to block traffic so that like a tow truck can come and come do it. But oftentimes, we weren't responding to a call like that.
I mean, you already said you have weapons in the vehicle. Because you already said you have weapons in the car.
Okay, I'm gonna pass them out.
No, do not throw them out. Do not touch them. Do not reach for them. I want you out of the vehicle now.
I understand that.
Step out. Watch Crossfire in case he reaches for shit.
What? On scene for less than 3 minutes, the officer who eventually shoots and kills Christian threatens to break the window.
I will break the window. Step out of the car. Step out of the car. Step out of the car.
So, normally, and this is normally, and you guys that have watched this channel plenty of times know me, and I'm normally like, I hate the word de-escalation. I fucking hate the word. But because you're not preventing a crime right now, there's no real need to have like officer presence per se, or like trying to leverage, because officer presence is a use of force. You are using the fact that you can create violence authorized by the state on a person. That is technically a use of force. We don't fill out use of force reports for that, but it is considered that in a use of force continuum. Presence alone. I just don't understand why he's so elevated at 3 minutes. The guy's like, well, I'll offer to throw the stuff out of the car. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Like, if it was a traffic stop, maybe I'd feel differently about it. Or if he was being detained for something, and if this is just an investigative thing and he's just being weird, he's just being weird. Fucking leave him there, technically. But if he wants 911, and this is kind of where Bill and I were talking about it with the jumper on the bridge, if all you're going to do is hurt yourself, like, what should law enforcement really be doing to prevent that? I know it sounds fucky from the outside looking in, but like, you're creating this situation where either you're taking a fucking idiot like this, and I'm referring to the police officer that doesn't know how to de-escalate a situation, or just doesn't have the patience for it. I don't know what the fuck was in this guy's Fruit Loops that he couldn't. This is a very easy scenario to get through, to be honest. This guy's pretty compliant. I've dealt with way less compliant suicidal subjects, and again, nobody got hurt or killed, and unfortunately, this person does get shot. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just, you're creating these instances where you have police officers that all they're used to doing is bagging bad guys. Like, they won't have the skills necessary to navigate a mental health situation. He's treating this like a felony takedown of a vehicle, not an investigation, which is kind of stupid, but.
116. Party is not being cooperative and refusing to exit the vehicle.
He's now praying.
We got him contained for now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna rush
Stop
it.
sticks are here.
He looks high.
Get out of the car now. He's got a knife in his fucking seat right there. His seat, okay. Step out of the fucking car now.
So I'm gonna be honest. So, and this might, like, maybe I'm too tactical, right? And maybe I'm just too cool for school to navigate this stuff. If a guy's got a knife inside of a car, just back away from the car, right? Which he kind of is doing that, right? But, like, why stand close to a person, whether there's a car door in front of me or not, with a knife? Like, you just back up and go treat this like a suicidal subject, where you back off and you call for resources, or you create a perimeter, or whatever it is you're going to do. But it doesn't really make any sense to stand next to the car and threaten to shoot a guy that can only stab you if he gets out of the car, which is what you want him to do. And, like, you're not really giving him an opportunity to comply in a way that is making sense to his clearly, like, deranged mind or having a mental episode mind. I am team he shouldn't be grabbing a knife near law enforcement. I am team that. And I am team if he's got a knife in his hand, you should have a gun in your hand. But if this guy doesn't immediately back like 20 feet away from this, because again, he's not perpetuating a crime yet. He's not running down the street with a gun in his hand, cracking a round off. Like, he's in his own car. He called for help. He's here. And maybe it's an ambush. Maybe for all I know, this guy's wanting to kill a cop. Well, then back off and let this be a gunfight if instead of a like 2 feet OK Corral fight with a knife.
161 at gunpoint. Step out of the car now.
Let's back away.
Just had a knife in your lap. Okay. And I appreciate that.
He has every right to be scared of a knife.
That's why I want you out of the car so we can have this conversation safely. Period. That's it.
I am team officer on this. I think the idea is sound. It's just being executed rather poorly. The officer is trying to have a say. He's hey, let me take you out of a place where you might have concealed weapons. I have no problem with that. It's just, again, like, what are we doing as far as trying to make this person calmer? And if, like, let's say you do all those things. If you, hey, talk really calmly to him. Hey, I need you to please get out. He says, I'm not going to get out. And I said, well, how am I going to have this conversation if you're in the car? I'm not going to leave, whatever. If you've gone down all those roads, fine. Now you have, now you can come to the same conclusion where you may be having to forcibly remove somebody from the vehicle. But I bring it back to what offense has he occurred, or what offense has occurred. You have a car accident, basically, maybe. So maybe you have DWI. Maybe you have any of these things, and maybe that's what you're trying to articulate here. But either way, then the greatest way to go about doing this. The tactical knife is going to teleport to the car. Jesus. Partner Gaming gets it. Alfredo, speaking of officer presence, I had to take a police vehicle and get it serviced, and everyone started to drive the speed limit. Yep, officer presence is a thing. Like, good for you for obeying the law, but could you go a little faster? I've experienced that a few times in my life.
Non-compliant.
They gave a love. This
Marijuana,
poor guy.
But also possible psych issue going on.
He understands what he's dealing with.
Obviously, we're gonna have to gain entry, so we'll probably go window. Have 2 on lethal in case he reaches for those knives again.
Maybe we try like OC spray in there.
Hey, Christian? Will you talk to me? What can you tell me about what's going on?
Based. Weaponizing women. I fucking love it. This has happened more than once on patrol. Shout out to this girl having a very calm demeanor. She, if we're going to get into a use of force scenario, is checking off the boxes of we tried de-escalation, we tried talking to him, we tried doing all these things. This is what we should have in the beginning. Shout out to Police Law News. I shouted out Police Law News, Producer Juan, if you were watching.
We're trying to help you out. Okay, I see that. I see you're being cooperative.
More officers arrive.
Christian, you don't have any guns or anything that scares us, right? Okay. You said on the phone, you know when you called us? You said on the phone that you had knives. Okay, are they big knives, little knives?
One's an OTF.
Tiny little.
Okay. All right. Are we going to stand here all night?
I wasn't just got free.
There and not get help? Well, that's why we're coming by to help. You don't have to be shy. If you want to find your phone.
I am team not letting this guy drive off because he did get into an accident. You have possible intox. At the very minimum, he's having a mental episode, so now he's a danger to other people. This is why emergency detentions exist. It's not a criminal charge, but it does allow police officers to leverage force to take this person into custody to seek a psychiatric evaluation. It's an average size knife, Producer Juan. Jesus.
We're okay. You're not scaring me, man.
State Patrol, Christian was committed no crime, and there's no reason to breach the car. Sus.
Can you ask clear people what their plan is? If there's no crime and he's not suicidal, homicidal, or a great danger, then there's no reason to contact him. Is there a medical issue that we're not aware of?
No, I don't. So, my sergeant says that there's no point in contacting him if he's not a harm to himself or anyone else. then no crime.
Yeah.
So that's what I was getting at before, and I had talked about this before, and this is part of getting to this higher level of thinking and like, what is my police objective here, right? And so I had asked, like, well, again, what crime was being committed? And then there's the Eddie D route, which is different. This is notification of emergency detention for those that are uninitiated. And I'm going to ask him point blank, and I'm going to try to be as thorough as I can about this. Do you want to hurt yourself? Do you have plans to hurt yourself? Do you want to hurt others? Do you feel safe here by yourself? Do you feel whatever, all these kind of things? If none of this criteria gets met, there's no law enforcement objective to be done. Let him call a tow truck if he's stuck. Let him do whatever else resource. He doesn't need to be using city police resources. I need to go be fighting crime or saving someone from themselves, kind of thing. Yeah, I am team what this supervisor is saying. And the supervisor took the onus of that responsibility off patrol and said, hey, if you can't meet this criteria, deuce it. I bless it. There's no reason to contact him. So, like, from a patrol standpoint, my supervisor told me it was cool. As long as I ask him all the questions and he answers them correctly, deuce it, I'm out, right? Be curious to see if they ask these questions.
Suicidal or?
No, I think he's probably taking something that he can't really get past.
Don't want to escalate it, but
Maybe he'll roll down the window for the soda, and if he does, we're ripping that window, like, not out.
Might as well take it now while he's...
Team No Crime No Stay.
Hey, we're popping. Dude, door section.
this ain't working.
All right. Knife it.
Bro, that was like multiple pops on a glass breaker and it didn't do shit. Shout out to whoever made this window. I think it's Toyota window. Shout out to Toyota.
His hand. Knife in his hand. Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire. You guys want to come on this side? We got two over there still. Do we just want to pop this now? Yeah.
Let's grab him.
So if we have a guy detained and he's got a knife, right? And I got guns, which means I can have distance. Probably just breaking out his back window and OC bathing the fuck out of that guy, right? So let's say we believe I'm gonna try my best to be team officer here, and say that you believe that this guy's DWI, so you're not letting him go, and you can articulate that there's a car accident that occurred. I'm investigating this car accident, and in that I believe that this guy's high out of his mind or whatever the fuck it is. And that's why I'm going to go and try to go the DWI route and forcibly detain the guy because I have a misdemeanor in my presence, right? I don't think I'm forcing my way into a car. I'm going to try the less lethal route. And it's really just to get him to be miserable and get out of the car, as opposed to try to myself go in there. I'm going to try to have him meet me at my terms. So most officers have OC present. If you're real fancy and you're like a SWAT team, you get like CS gas, which is more preferable. But fuck it, OC break out his back window and OC the shit out of him. Especially if the car's stuck. I'm not worried about him running me over, so fuck it. More officers arrive.
Come on, Christian.
No one thought this was a bad idea.
Come on, bud.
Get him more time on detention.
He said love. What the fuck?
Come talk to us.
Time to move the night on.
I don't know what this guy's doing, but this guy's wild in here. I mean, I'm not saying it's not tactically sound. I mean, yes, it makes sense to stand on the hood and shoot down into the car as opposed to getting into a crossfire situation, but this guy's wild. This is crazy. They've also been on scene for over an hour now.
Okay, we gotta move.
So he, I believe, might have a beanbag shotgun, which is also another good idea here. Break it open, OC the guy, make him get out, and if he doesn't drop the knife, beanbag shotgun him a bunch, and then if he runs at you, you could smoke him and you're perfectly covered because you tried all these things that try to prevent him from hurting himself or somebody else. You gave him as many opportunities as you possibly could to cover yourself from a use of force scenario if use of force ends up being what happens. I'd probably get a pepper ball gun out and use pepper balls to break the glass. Fucking Alfredo, this guy. Yes, Josh, I agree with you. Shout out to Brian Porter. He gets it.
I already tried to talk to him about the rocks and stuff in there, so. I think it was some type of a crash.
You got the knife? Drop it, buddy. Hey. One boy.
Unlock button.
Nope, he needs to drop that knife. Christian,
Drop the knife!
Drop the
Drop
knife!
it!
Please drop the knife,
He
Christian.
does not have the knife.
It's in his fucking hand, Chief.
Okay. Taser from over there. Christian, right here. Look at this.
You know, and you still got beanbag? Yep.
Look at
Get
this.
that knife out of his fucking hand.
Beanbag. Christian. Hit the, reach in.
Impact, impact, impact.
He's not dropping it. Drop the knife, Christian! Drop the knife!
Okay, one more. Reach in and get the...
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably not shoving a beanbag round right at another officer. Like, what are we doing here? What the fuck? Let's use OC or something else. The beanbag shotguns, it broke the window. I don't know, man. That's a write-up, probably. Imagine pegging your chief with a fucking beanbag. I don't know, dude. Maybe I don't know.
Chase him from the back. Don't do it, Christian! Don't do it! Drop the knife!
Drop the knife!
Drop that knife! Someone tase his ass.
I don't understand how a taser hasn't been at least attempted. If you got enough space to go and nail this dude multiple times with an impact thing, like, fucking tase him. He said a curse word. Get him, boys. This is a monetized stream, so I can say fuck it all I want. Because thank you to everyone that monetized the stream. I appreciate it. I can cuss and stuff now.
Someone tase him.
Ah, bro, this guy's having a bad day. Between the impact rounds and then getting tased, he's having a miserable... He's having a bad day.
You got it. You still got it.
Christian.
Christian, drop it!
Drop the...
So I'm going to be honest. Back away. Somebody stand here and say, hey, you know what? Let's back away from homie, who's only maybe resisting a detention here at this point, or resisting arrest if they believe they have DWI or whatever it is. But, like, this guy's having a bad day. Like, I don't know, man. I've been tased once, and it was awful, and I never want to do it again.
Knife, Christian!
Shout out to them for trying all these less lethal attempts, though. And they're trying to do it to gain compliance, but, like, obviously it's going to escalate the shit out of the situation if he's out of his damn mind. So, like, though the textbook would tell you these are the things that you should be doing before you escalate to deadly force, they're trying to do all these things or whatever, but, like, I don't know. I can't imagine this is a very effective way of establishing all this stuff, but what are you going to do, I guess?
One more. Christian.
Drop the knife!
We have like 5 guns here. We don't need that many. Chill. You're also pointing your gun with your chief as your backstop. Like, whoever this officer is needs to chill.
Knife!
I think this is also a beanbag shotgun guy that almost nailed his chief in the face with the beanbag shotgun. He needs to chill.
Randy, you got that door held shut?
Drop the knife! Drop it, Christian! Drop the knife!
God damn it, no!
Drop it! Drop
Take the knife
it!
back out of the kit!
Drop it, Christian!
What do we do?
Fuck. Send medics up.
Get that knife, you dropped it! Open the door, get the knife out!
Unlock the door, unlock the door.
Where's my baton?
Unlock the door over there.
Give me baton, quick, give me baton!
How does he not have a baton? I don't understand what's going on here.
Move, William! Okay, come on, Christian. Come on, Christian. Yeah. Come on, Christian. Oh, damn it. Where's...
He did. He deceased.
Yep.
He's expired. I've had people pull knives on me. I've had a few sketchy things happen, so I feel like I can say this from a place of authority. There's a few things that could have been done differently. I think in hindsight, Christian put himself in that situation, so I can't put too much guilt on police officers' heads here. These P1s did have their chief, I'm assuming, was there. They mentioned chief multiple times. They were referring to the guy that was standing at the doorway, older white guy. If he's blessing what's going on, if your chief's saying go get it, I guess go get it, if that's what he's saying. But, like, I don't know, man. It's just a weird call. And obviously somebody got hurt over all of this, regardless if it's a civilian or an officer. Clearly that's... So, like, you got to ask yourself, like... I don't know, man. I don't know. We can only afford solo streams now. Defunded Josh. High baton costs. Yeah, batons are expensive, sure. No, this is an OCPD defunded stream. Who's talking about defunded stream? He needs some milk. Partner gaming. Jesus Christ. Alfredo, for once, actually putting my money on OC. Alfredo, that's exactly what I said. And I'm an anti-OC guy all day long. I literally, the joke was, if you pulled an OC can out in front of me, you were getting a gun pointed at you. But that was one of the instances where I think OC could have actually been really effective. And there's no real need to go in there and force your way in there. Make him come out. Make it as uncomfortable. I don't care about the beanbag deployments. I don't care about the taser deployments. OC, I thought, would have been very appropriate. Like I said, if you felt that you had a DWI, in worst case scenario, this guy's got a knife, why put yourself in a position where you're forced to shoot him? Now, if he puts you in that position, it's different, because I've retreated. I tried to keep him secured and all that stuff, and I don't know, man. I would have done things differently. That's all I'm saying. I talked about it. I've navigated this call multiple times. I guarantee you Alfredo's navigated this call at least once. Any other of the police officers that are watching this stuff have navigated this call at least once. And I guarantee you our individuals are not deceased. The strength of that window, though, bro, straight up, that window was legit. I think it was a Honda, like a Honda Accent or something like that. Fucking legit window. I go buy you one of those unbreakable fucking windows. Ohio cop gets arrested for DUI in off-road sport vehicle. Get wrecked. There's no rush. Why try to force him out? Partner gaming, you fucking get it. I love you guys. I feel like you guys are learning something, and that makes me feel like me subjecting myself to PTSD every Thursday is worth it. I feel like people are learning things, or the smart people just found this channel and enjoy knowing that they're not alone out there. Either way, I'm proud of us collectively. Thank you for everyone that's here. Thank you for everyone who's liked the stream so far. Thank you for everyone who's helped monetize the stream so far. And thank you to our Patreon group. It's as little as $1 a month. If you want to join it, it gives you access to our Discord. Our Discord is how I got literally all of these links. I didn't find any of these my own. These were provided to me. This is when you work to use a social worker. Guy's contained. Only a threat to himself. You're there for over an hour anyways. Bet. I actually take... that is one of the very few calls where I do believe maybe a social worker could have helped. I do believe in the police being there if the guy pops out and tries to stab the social worker, right? But, like, in general, let a clinician try to talk to this person and de-escalate him out of there if a police officer doesn't have the skills to do it. I'm a little disappointed at the lack of de-escalation attempts by the first officer, but they had other officers that came up and tried to do that. And, you know, the other agency even refused to engage because they're like, what the fuck are we doing here? If he doesn't want anything, deuces. As soon as they got phone contact with him, it opens up all sorts of negotiation options. 100%. 100%. Said there's no crime. Would have been code 4 over the radio. My guy. Got Casper when he went to Ghost. Wow. It's a good part to get to hear reasons for doing what's being done throughout the process. Stuff is normal. Media ignores. Yeah, it's true. There's all of these little wrinkles in it. And that's what kind of frustrates me about when I see these stories come out. And it's kind of why we started this channel in the first place. Is like, there's more wrinkles to the situation than you'd think. There is potentially a DWI component to this, which I could see possibly being articulated in that. And there's a notification of emergency detention component to this, where there's a guy that had access to a car, got into a car accident, might try to move his car again. And if he does that, he might hurt somebody else because he's having a manic episode. He's a danger to himself or others. You can go the NED route, and then you can forcibly detain the guy and all that kind of stuff. But, like, I didn't hear any of that stuff getting articulated. Lots of hammers looking at something. There's a nail. Jesus. Chief, use the beanbag. Beanbag guy almost shot Chief in the face. Seriously, I was like, y'all are brave. I wouldn't have been doing any of that. But yeah, I think a modern police officer has to wear a lot of hats. It has to be very good at all of them. So I'll continue to read this thing. If you guys have anything else you guys want to add, I will read it and I will address it. But we're going to keep moving on because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have a buttload of YouTube videos to get through, and it's only 9:20. Shout out to everybody that's in here. Thank you to everyone that's dropped a like. I really appreciate it. To everyone that's monetized it. We're going to keep going. Shout out to Law and Crime. They don't need our help because they got a gajillion subscribers, but go check them out. Thank you for this video.
How you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
Not much, man.
Riding out here like you can ride on the road?
Going on a trail up here.
Hey, come all the way down South 11 or North 11.
I'm not sure where it is.
Huh?
I'm not sure where North 11 is.
It's the road you just turned off of. You came out of the driveway by Skyway.
Yeah, I turned around. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, you can't ride this on the road.
I could ride under
no.
35 miles per hour zone.
No. Your buddies riding up there riding wheelies, they can't do that either.
Yeah, I just with you guys.
Is your ID on you?
Yeah, I do. I'm parking here.
My
Who's the owner?
My guy is rocking a cigar, driving drunk in his side-by-side. Game respects game.
Because you have a license plate, you're not allowed to ride it on the road.
Sorry.
Is it registered to you?
It is.
How'd you get over here if you live in Boardman? Or Boardman Street, Youngstown?
That's the police department.
What's that?
That's Youngstown Police Department.
This is?
The address, yeah.
Well, what are you riding over here for? How'd you get over here?
Well, I don't live there. I work there.
Okay.
I live up. There's some trails here.
Well, how are you going to get this thing off the road?
I think it trails back.
What trails?
Shout out for not docking.
Get from here to there.
Yeah, 35 mile per hour roads. I thought this was one utility vehicle.
You're a police officer?
I am.
Then you should know that you're not allowed to do that.
This guy's taking no shit. I don't know who this guy's, a trooper or some shit, but he ain't taking no shit. He's like, you can't drive this here. You can't drive it. If you're a cop, you should know. He's like extra disappointed because the guy's a cop. He's like, well, you should for sure know. In Texas, I believe it's the same thing. You cannot drive recreational vehicles on public roadways that aren't, like, I think under 35 or some shit like that. I don't know what the stipulation is, whether the guy's right or not, but this guy seems relatively confident. Either way, probably shouldn't be riding a side-by-side on an actual roadway. Wait. There's a Blank Forge and a Fertile Forge. Did they change his name, or am I going crazy? Fertile Forge is his Discord name, so maybe he changed it to that. I don't know. I love it either way. Shout out to Fertile Forge. He got there side by side.
Well, you only ORC at 35 mile per hour road.
And you also been drinking. You can't do that either. Yes? Am I right or am I right?
I don't know anything to say about that.
Yeah, I can smell the alcohol on you. Okay, shut it off for me. You have any weapons on you?
Yes.
No, that's not even good either. I don't get that, man.
Oh,
Don't get, step out of it. Where's the gun at?
Glove box.
Keep it in there.
This guy's mad for this guy having a gun on him. I don't know what it is. What it is.
Can I step out?
Well, I'll wait till your knucklehead buddies come. And see, this is the behavior we get. So you know what? Zero brakes because of this. Step out of the car.
Put this down.
Whatever you want to do. Take the knife off, leave it in there. You have any weapons on you?
I have a gun in the glove box.
I'm going to check to make sure you don't have anything else on you.
Yes, sir.
Put your cigarette down.
It's a cigar, thank you.
Here, just put your hands up there real quick.
Or he got pulled over by, like, his dad, basically. Like, this kid, the way this guy's addressing this dude. And to be fair, don't be driving a thing on a public roadway intoxicated. I have no sympathy for this guy, but jeez, his attitude's hilarious.
Where's the weapon at?
Well, you probably come from this side.
How long you been where you work at? Youngstown PD?
Yes.
What's the deal? You know how many times I stand over there, you stop cops, they drink, they break the law, and then they carry their gun on them. That makes no sense to me.
Well,
Zero.
I'm just going some trails, man.
I get that,
understand
but
you
still,
got a job.
you can carry a gun. That's fine. I actually encourage that. But why you got to go out and drink and carry a gun? If you're going to say, hey, I'm going to ride, I'm going to drink, I'm not carrying a gun. Where's the glove box at? Underneath?
Yeah.
Don't drink and drive. It's pretty much illegal in all 50 states and also very irresponsible.
Over there.
All right. Warren, did you copy? I was 3 with this side by side.
Right.
What's the plate come back to?
Boo-boo on him for not having a handpiece. Shout out to Mike Luke. Go check him out. Nick Tuttle. So that's a pretty cool thing. I say that he's doing the Chris special. Where's my phone? Oh, I don't know where my phone is. That makes me sad. He's doing the Chris special where he takes the thing and holds it over his mouth, and I hate it.
License plate. You're a police officer. You should know that. You should know the rules. And can't be drinking. And you can't have your gun with you when you're drinking.
No.
You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Be honest with you, Nicholas. I'm gonna.
Alfredo, I'm 110% with you. I don't think I'm leaving a gun just free willy here. I'm also not leaving a knife free willy here or anything like that. I would treat him like any other person that I would treat him if I'm detaining a guy for what I believe is a crime that I'm going to be arresting him on. I'm securing all that bullshit. And I think he did take it out of the glove box and put it in his trunk. I skipped over that, but I think I saw him do it. So shout out to Alfredo for being fucking safety minded because he's no scrub. He's not complacent. Shout out to Alfredo.
I'm gonna do my job. Okay.
I can appreciate that.
All right. I'd like to cut you some breaks, but unfortunately, with these body cameras and everything, I'm just gonna do what's back.
Got cuffed. Shout out. I don't believe in professional courtesies. I'll say it right now. If it's like a ticket, that's one thing. And honestly, I didn't write tickets when I was patrol. You had to really earn a fucking ticket from me. But if it's an arrestable offense, I don't give a fuck. You're going to jail. Cop or no cop. If anything, it pisses me off more that he was a police officer. Shout out to Ab and Preach. They also don't need our help. They have 1.7 million followers. And normally, Preach hates cops. And if I grew up where he grew up, I'd probably hate cops too. But they covered a really interesting story, and I think they did a really good job. No to whoever titled this, because they said cops and women falsely accused YouTuber. They correct it in the video. It was actually a security guard that falsely accused it. And I'm going to skim through this because it's like a 20-minute video, but it's a really hilarious situation. These pranksters who I don't feel any sympathy for, they're kind of fucking dicks for doing. I hate public pranks. Basically, I'll let you see the interaction here.
Out of here. Don't do dick.
We'll skip through some of this.
No,
Not going on the ride.
the lesson that we are trying to spread. He's cutting in line. Why'd you cut the line?
Huh?
Why'd you cut the line?
I'm talking to my cousin.
No,
I'm not going on the ride.
No, I watched you though. You cut the whole line.
So he goes out of his way to harass this chick about cutting in the line, whether they actually cut in line or not, doesn't matter. He's a real dick about it. And he's being a troll, so it is what it is. I have no sympathy for people that do public troll stuff like this because you have random innocent people that don't want to be part of your stupid pranks. Making a skit, it's one thing, but this is really uncalled for, and this guy's a fucking asshole for it. However, lying is a crime. Being an asshole is not, unfortunately, in our world. Fuck this little kid for doing prank stuff. I don't feel bad for him. If he wants to come at me, I don't give a shit. However, I will say this. There was an interesting thing that occurred after this. I'm going to see if I can skim by some of this stuff. They then get approached by a security officer that works at this place, and this interaction was hella sketchy.
But okay. The victim didn't really take it off.
The victim?
Too.
What?
They said, yeah, you guys grabbed her. You had a camera. That's why I'm thinking that camera.
We grabbed her?
Whoa!
Who?
We're going to go take you guys back so she can see if she can identify you, and then we got SPD coming too. So we're just going to...
What are you talking? Who did we grab?
I just got the report, so
This just got blew way out of proportion, yo.
Grab?
blew out of proportion. Were you
We
there?
talked about sexual
Who
assault.
did we grab?
We don't even know we don't even know who you're talking about.
That's fine. You fit the description.
Are you a cop?
No, I'm not a cop.
All right, I'm leaving.
Wise decision. They cannot detain you. Security cannot detain you for anything. They can ask you to leave, and they can like make sure that you leave or whatever, or again call and complain. But armed or not armed, really, like security can't make you do shit. They can't detain you. They can't do any of that stuff. I know they try to do it, but in most states, this is not going to be considered kosher. The false accusation of a sexual assault is lobbied. I don't know whether the chick called and complained and said there was a sexual assault. It's not clear in this video. But this guy then proceeds to like kind of walk with them sheepishly. It's a very weird deal, but I'll let you watch a little bit more of this. It's going to trigger every cop on the planet knowing that this guy's only a security guard.
I don't have to wait for anything. Are we under arrest?
No, but you're not going to disclose your also on private property.
Yeah, so we'll leave the park then. I'm not staying here with people like accusing us of. What did we do?
We're going to bring you up to the front, and then we get the person to come see if they can identify you.
Which way's the exit? Is that the exit? Where's the exit?
He said, "This way is the exit." No, bitch, it ain't.
No, bitch, it ain't.
No, bitch, it ain't. And you work security.
No,
you're not a cop.
You got a gun, but you're security.
Yeah, you try to
Shout out because they're 100% right on this. I like their take.
deceive them.
Because they really think they're cops sometimes.
So anyways, they go and complain about the security guard, and they're 100% justified in there because it's real bullshit.
You guys, these guys.
Say about you, Dan.
All I asked you guys was to hold on so we can sit here and get this description.
No, I'm not.
Can't ask people to hold on so we can get a description. There's no reason to get a description unless there was a crime that occurred. And if a crime occurred, police should be involved, not security.
Not holding on for anybody. Yeah, she grabbed. Dude, she touched us.
So now you were there. You just said you didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, we.
He acted like that was a real gotcha moment. He's like, literally, she verbally admitted to you that she grabbed us. And they agreed that she grabbed us. And he's like, so you were there. Like, you missed the point that there's no criminal offense there. And if at anything, they're your victim, not this chick. As much as I hate this fucking turd of a kid, because I hate prank videos, technically from the letter of the law, he's the only victim you really have. Just because she complained about something doesn't mean that she's a victim of the crime. And he's over here acting like, zinger, gotcha. I hate this fucking attitude. Because you end up having to involve police eventually.
We were there. We didn't grab anybody. It's all on camera. Detective, dude, why are you so mad?
Because you're walking away from me.
Yeah.
You guys just admitted you were there.
We're not under arrest, so I don't need to listen to you.
We didn't do anything.
We didn't do shit.
He says, you're walking away from me. I'm allowed to walk away from you. Like, I'm a free person unless there's an investigation that occurs and so on and so forth. Still covering these guys 110%. They could run away from him and I'd be perfectly okay with it. They're not perpetuating any level of crime, and he's already contradicted whatever weird story that they have. I did think it's weird that they're trying to detain him. I kind of understand they have to do something, but I would just ask them to leave. Understand the limitations of your authority. Ask them to leave. If they don't want to leave or they refuse to leave, call PD, go do whatever. And if they start harassing or assaulting other people, now you're covered just like anybody under the defense of a third person that you're preventing a crime from occurring. You'll be basically de facto Good Samaritan clause covered by any actions that you're going to have. Really fucking stupid. Karen versus prankster versus rent-a-cop. Literally, yes. Is that retro? That is retro. I hate security. I have security. Honestly, the power of security is very confusing, especially every state and company. It's a very different policy. I agree. Why run when this is epic content? Producer Juan with the big brain ideas here. He's like, no, fucking walk it out. I want to see where this goes. Let's see. Loss prevention can detain in most states. Great Overlord, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. Loss prevention in Texas, at the very least, couldn't detain. You can, like, ask them to, but, like, forcibly detain them. There's going to be a lot of stores that aren't going to allow the policy to make them detain because there's a lot of liability in detaining somebody physically. Because if they get injured, you are open up to lawsuits and all that kind of stuff, and the state holds insurance policies that if we do something that ends up being unjust, that liability falls onto the state, not the individual doing it. So it's really a liability thing. So it's a lot more complicated than just, I have the ability to do it. Policy oftentimes is going to dictate that they're going to have you be really hands-off because they don't want to be sued for all that kind of stuff. So they let police officers do it because they can sue the shit out of us and the state can afford it.
We literally have it all on video.
Okay, well then you have nothing to worry about. Why can't you just resolve it?
I'm not staying here to explain a situation that we didn't do anything wrong. They brought backup too. You can't just say we did something based off of a report. We didn't do shit.
Based on a report,
No,
just
you
gonna
can't.
believe them? You denied you were even there, and then you said you were there, and she grabbed you.
Doesn't matter. This is not an investigation. This is not a police investigation. You're not cross-examining somebody here. Like, I don't get it.
We have the entire thing on camera. That's the funny part. What are you doing? Why is there 3 of them? You guys brought out the whole Avengers for this.
Come over here in the security office.
Why don't we
Well,
not?
if you're innocent, then I'll tell you what.
Why don't we
You guys
not?
get a line pass.
Shut the hell up. You're not getting front of the line pass. You accused us of sexual assault.
And why don't you want to talk?
Now you're not. Now you're going to apologize.
After trying to hold him on the premises this whole time, says, "Oh no, let me open the door and escort you out." Just
Oh yeah, this is extra shitty, extra. I'm team Abba on this one.
to
It's
give a little
hilarious.
last word.
So I'm gonna fast forward here to where it becomes spicy.
And
Salting. Fuck, they try.
what it was like.
No, it is.
So then the police department gets involved because security decided to call and say that an assault had occurred. And check out what this officer does.
We have the whole thing on camera. We didn't do anything. And
I don't know much. I'm just trying to look into it, trying to get both sides of the story too. You're worried about recording. Everything's recording right here as well.
are we under arrest or?
We're just being.
So we can leave. We can leave
You're
then.
being detained. Really free to look into something.
Which is correct. He was not under arrest. He was being detained. Shout out to that officer for fucking knowing the difference. Not shout out for Bill is here. This guy's got he don't miss a meal. He stays thick with 2 C's. However, he knows what the fuck he's doing. Shout out to that. Also, this like sheepishly hanging out security guard. I have no respect for. Shout out Retro. Here's your homies.
You want to get rough like that?
I'm not getting rough.
You have an ID with you.
Yeah.
Break it out.
Why are we being
We're
detained?
looking into some.
Okay. All right. Listen.
Nah,
if you're
in this-
suspected of something,
in this case-
you can't just walk away.
No, in
All
this
right?
case, the police there give the ID.
It's coming from Preach. Shout out to Preach because he hates the police, but he's like, no, in this situation, like, don't be a dumbass. Shout out to them for being humongous influencers and actually giving a good take on a police investigation. I fucking love to see it.
Break out the ID. You haven't done anything. I understand. Very fucking frustrated. Although you're being under investigation, you're not being detained.
Anyways, they get a really good take on this, but check out this officer results.
Go to jail if you'd like. If you're not going to identify yourself.
I'll identify myself, but like I'm confused.
I don't have an ID. Difficult. That's fine. We can do that.
I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm really not.
Okay. And you don't have an ID on you at all? Okay. What about you?
He's
deaf. He's deaf?
Let me grab.
Time.
Nothing of that.
Not sure what issue to arise in us being here.
I'm genuinely like confused at what situation, because like.
Yeah, you guys grabbed her.
We didn't say anything like sexual or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I asked her why she cut the line. I said, why'd you cut the line?
What's that we've got? Because he said that we touched somebody, and we. That's what the head of security said, and we did not put hands on anybody.
Again, I'm coming into this at the end here, trying to sort it out.
In all this,
Blake Ford says he goes to every he goes to every amusement park call and leaves with 3 funnel cakes. Shout out to my homie. Not my homie. He's cringe. Oh, this is so funny. Kindly ask them to come with you if you'd like. You can't leave. Da, 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 da. Yeah, a lot of times you can kindly ask them, but understand it's a request. It's not a demand. And this guy was just very persistent about trying to keep him there, and I just don't see it.
in all this shit, the cop is the right one to me. In all this shit, the cop is really trying to fucking level. I'm just trying to know what the fuck is going on.
Anyways, shout out to Abba and Preach. I'm not going to make you guys watch the rest of this. The officer realizes that there wasn't an offense and cuts the fucking kids loose. Shout out to that officer understanding that he did a thorough investigation, did what he was supposed to do. And then secondly, I want to give a huge shout out to Abba and Preach for actually covering this as influencers in a very pretty fair and impartial way. So it makes me proud as someone that comes on here and does this type of stuff to have that. So I'm really actually impressed that they actually articulated it the correct way. There's a lot of influencers that'll shortcut this thing. I will give a big negative no-no, though, like I said, for the cops and women falsely accuse the YouTuber. The police officer didn't accuse anybody. The dumb rent-a-cop did, though. So they just put rent-a-cop, I'll bless it, and say that. But shout out to them. It's a really funny channel. They don't need any help with subscribers, but it was really funny. I thought it was a really good episode. We're going to keep going. Let's see. Police officer TikTok tells drivers to get the fuck out of the way. It seems pretty straightforward. Shout out to Law and Crime. Do we have any more backstory to this? I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything. They did a great breakdown. As producer Juan said, they did a really good breakdown. You guys go check out, the link will be somewhere. I believe it's in our Discord. Go join our Discord. First level is $1 a month. That gives you access to our Discord through our Patreon. So all of our Patreon members get access to that. And I have the link in there if you guys want to go see it. And I'll see if I can drop it in the comment section here. Let's see. Officer Brianna Strauss receives a suspension from work for posting a controversial video told, "I can go 90 miles per hour, you can't." I'm not a huge fan of TikToking while on duty, to be 100% honest. Now, if you're a county guy and you ain't doing anything anyways, that's one thing. Or I guess if you're like a really small city cop and you got nothing better going on, I guess fuck it. If you want to blog while on duty. We never had time for this bullshit most of the time. And then if we did have time and we were unencumbered, we were at least out and about in a high crime area, not doing this bullshit. So we'll see.
Miles an hour. You can't. You can't do that. So get the out of the way.
A Washington State police officer is suspended after posting a controversial video to TikTok.
If us officers stay behind you long enough, we can find a reason to pull you over. So you might as well get the out of the way.
The since-deleted TikTok was created by Federal Way police officer Brianna Strauss, who said it was a public service announcement for other drivers.
PSA to everyone out there.
Weak-ass numbers if you're a TikToker in the first place. Secondly, anybody that's wearing eyelash extensions while on duty, that's a big no. I know a lot of really good female officers that aren't out there wearing false eyelashes while on duty. And then, I don't know, man. You're a public servant. It's just not a fucking good look. But we'll see what the fuck else this thing says.
I'm speaking for myself, but I'm probably speaking for a large majority of other officers out there.
You're not.
If we're driving on the freeway in our police car, get the out of the way. Get the out of the way.
In the 38-second...
I never really had an issue with it. I thought it was kind of annoying. Now, if I'm going code, you need to fucking move. But I have my wee-woos on. And so, and if anything, I can just drive really aggressively around you. But I never personally really had too much of an issue with this, to be honest. Roy Boy, what's going on, my guy? It is good to see you. I haven't seen you in the comment section in a while. It's good to see you. PSA, I find it... He said find a better hairstylist. Bro, don't come on this channel. You get fucking roasted. Like, god dang, dude. Jesus. It's not just local, it's federal. It's the federal way. Jesus.
Clip, Strauss tells the viewers, quote, "I can go 90 miles per hour. You can't." She also says officers will find a way to pull someone over.
If us officers stay behind you long enough, we can find a
it's
reason
a terrible
to
look.
pull you over. So you might as well get the out of the way.
While the video was removed from TikTok, it
Oh,
made
federal way. Washington officer. Interesting.
waves across the internet when a Reddit user posted a screen recording of the video.
If you merge and we follow behind you and we merge too, you're probably in trouble. Best way to find that out is get the out of the way.
In a statement to local media, the Federal Way Police Department said in part, quote, "We have viewed the social media video posted by Officer Strauss and can assure you that it does not represent the core values and practices of our police department." Strauss later received a 10-hour suspension without pay. Police say that's equal to 1 shift. For the latest developments in this story and all things true crime, stay with Long Crime.
You fucked up when you recruited, trained, and allowed her to be on there. I don't feel bad for y'all. It's a terrible look. Clearly, she's an egotistical police officer that believes that she should get on social media and tell people how they should act. Literally never, unless you're being a dick and threatening the lives of other people, am I ever going to be anti-civilian. I want you guys to have guns and smoke your weed and do whatever the fuck it is that makes you happy as long as you're not fucking ruining anyone else's life. However, that being said... I will believe in general, the greater good as far as making sure that commerce is not interrupted and that people get to live their lives with the liberty to do that. And if you cannot do that and act right, go fuck yourself, because too much of us have PTSD from actually doing police work and not getting on fucking TikTok. Fuck you, lady, for looking bad on TikTok. I have no feelings for this, or no sympathy for you. She got a day off. Better TikTok. Hopefully to get her hair done right. Jesus Christ. Oh, my comment section is on fire today. Here's a PSA. If you want to turn left at an intersection but it's super busy, turn right and make the next U-turn. Alfredo, I love you. And then when I grow up, I'll be like you. As a potential criminal, I'm gonna get the fuck out the way anyway. That's very true. That's how I knew a car was like super guilty, is they were like hyper aware of me and they did everything they possibly could to be nowhere near my vehicle. That's how I'm like, that's a guilty ass car. It's not what she said, it's how she said it. I bet that. I bite that. There's a certain attitude towards this idea that you are better than society. You said, no, I'm a public servant. And I think a lot of times people lose the sight of the public servant aspect of the job and they carry themselves that way. And it doesn't look good. And it doesn't help you de-escalate, doesn't help you get tactical. It won't help you be good at investigating things. Like, I don't know. It's a bad look.
On July 2nd, 2022.
Shout out to Code Blue Cam for providing us this video. It says, drunk 18-year-old girl completely loses it during arrest. I think this was our thumbnail video. So shout out to that. If you've made it this long, I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone that's given us likes on the stream.
Police were downtown on foot patrol when they observed a very angry female pacing in front of the bars in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. She was yelling that she couldn't find her phone and claiming she was going to fight the person that took it.
Best.
The female was later identified as 18-year-old Rebecca Vallejo. Eventually, a large disturbance broke out in front of the bars with two males fighting. Officers were trying to break up the fight, but Rebecca attempted to join in and go after one of the males. After both males stopped, Rebecca continued to go after one until she fell to the ground.
Hell hath no wrath like a drunk ass female. I tell you what, man, you get some of these ladies. She is Becky. Yes, Bob fucking Fertile Forge has got it figured out. Caitlin, what's going on, Caitlin? It is good to see you. I haven't had you in the chat. I think you mentioned something earlier. I just wasn't able to get to the comment. Definitely full respect for the officers and their service. What they bring to us is just arrogant. I appreciate that. Shout out to Caitlin for being in the chat. What's your PC? Oh, he didn't move out of the way. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's not good PC for a traffic stop. But yes, this is Becky, for those of you that want to know. This is definitely Becky.
Officers attempted to restrain her, but she was resistive and uncooperative.
Everybody stand back. Here's free advice to new officers to patrol. More veteran officers probably don't need this advice, but for the new guys, Whiskey, I'm looking at you if you're watching this after the fact, and Retro if you end up becoming a police officer. Females not being cooperative, and you got to go hands-on, and you're going to be taking this chick to the ground. Stop treating her like a female and start treating her like a resisting suspect. This is it's my free advice. Females can absolutely kick you in the teeth, spit in your face, elbow you in the face, and they can absolutely injure you despite whatever ego things that you have going on that makes you believe you're above being injured by someone that's a female.
Right here. Let's just stand back, all right? I'm standing back as much as I can. This is my ward. It's fine. No, that is my ward. It's fine. I know it's fine. Guys, settle down. Just let it be fine. It can be fine.
I hate drunk people. This was every fucking bar I had to go to. Everyone would just get in these weird loops where they just keep repeating themselves because they're all like trying to, like their fucking corpus callosum isn't working or whatever the fuck it is, or your prefrontal cortex isn't working right. And so they're just like in a weird feedback loop and they just keep saying the same thing over and over again. You're like, motherfucker, just listen, sit over there so I don't have to deal with you so we can take care of this chick and not have a problem. Like, I fucking hate it. Fertile Forge. Cheesy. Hey, Cheesy, it's from Forge. I can tell you it doesn't matter how long you're there. You got to finish, Jesus. It's okay, Becky is sitting. Jesus Christ. Oh, this comment section's out of control. My old criminology instructor learned that the hard way. A woman almost broke his nose because he was going easy on her. It's true. Very true. Women can hurt you just as much as the next person.
Crazy.
We're not yelling.
Exactly.
You're the only one who is yelling.
Okay,
Everybody
I don't
else
want to
is...
see anything crazy.
Oh, it's fine. We're good.
It's okay. She's
Yeah, I
fine.
smell like
Okay.
It's okay. Fine. It's fine, guys. Settle down. It's okay.
She was
I
fighting
hate
with someone
drunk
else.
Can I ask?
Go over to the car over here.
You're stupid as hell, guys.
Yeah, we just were. That's all.
Baby,
Guys,
just
settle
breathe. Just breathe.
Settle down. Why?
I like how everyone's like real, like, oh, calm down, please be calm, and she's like, the whole time, and like nobody realized, like, bro, like we're gonna have to put up with this bitch till we get to drop her off at the jail, and the drill's gonna have to put up with her for another 5 hours. These people were fucking wild, and it was always young, very intoxicated women that acted like this. I think like women age out of it after a while, and men, like once they realize they've like lost in general, they just kind of give up and quit. It's not all the time, because I also dealt with men that were like this, but there was like, at least where I was at, I don't know what the fuck was they were serving in bars, but the fucking wild. I dealt with some women that did some wild shit. Insert Obi-Wan meme. Yes, me. Kaylin knows what it is. Women are wild. She knows what's up.
Because you're fighting her. You're not follow simple instructions.
Stop! What's on my wrist?
I have slammed that door like that before, being super annoyed that I was going to have to put up with this bitch for another hour while we did booking.
Once Rebecca was placed in the squad car, she screamed and kicked.
Yeah, I'm good.
You stupid.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, you are.
So.
Handcuffed because he got control me, you stupid. I was trying to defend my cousin. He was getting beaten on the street. I didn't do anything about it.
Oh, 205. 205. What's this girl's name?
Stop kicking!
I believe
Stop
it's
kicking!
I will never stop, bitch!
I love her response. I will never stop, bitch. I am she. I gotta give her a +1 for commitment at the very least. Can I be the clones from Invincible? Jesus.
We're just gonna end up trying to ID her quick.
Stop kicking!
You will be charged with criminal mischief if you damage any part of the patrol car, at least in Texas. I had to do that a couple times.
Jeffrey was the one that had her phone and tried to get it.
What's your name? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. You got your hobble?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna hobble her.
Shut your I don't give a I was defending my cousin with that leg.
She's a spit waiting to happen, dude. Like, this is a spitter right here. I'd be real nervous about that. I'd roll that window up. Cool. Shout out to putting on gloves. Shout out to this wall art. Shout out to these guys.
What do you want from me? I was defending my cousin. I'm sorry that y'all couldn't do your job.
That's what we were trying to do.
Step in.
Is that the one?
Nah,
Bro, she's
I had to
hammered.
step in.
All right, what's your name?
Nah.
Now what?
Nah.
That's
My name is Nah, please.
Bitch, you fucking young as fuck. You stupid as fuck, bitch. I'm a female. You slammed me in the fucking cement. Right. I didn't do shit. You slammed me in the fucking cement. You stupid as fuck. Why you got me in here?
I don't miss this job at all. Jesus. God bless you, people. This was probably like Friday through Monday, probably. Maybe Thursday through Sunday. This was like every fourth arrest you had in a big city. And again, I was a cop in Arlington. Every Cowboys game, every Rangers game, every, I don't know, fucking lunar equinox, whatever the fuck it was. They didn't need an excuse. They got paid, they got money, or there was young men that just got paid that had money and they would pay for these drinks and these bitches would get crazy. I give equal opportunity use of force. No. Explore. Hear me out. Listen, there's a learning moment here. You give procedural justice. You give equal applications of the law. That's how you articulate it. That's how you keep out of trouble.
Handcuffs, you think I'm scared? Nah, bitch. It's a little resist. It's a little bit. Because I broke my fucking hand. And y'all didn't even give a fuck.
Game mileage for us. He's at the jail.
Go ahead and put a 1 if you want to continue to listen to this chick scream, or a 2 if you would be okay with moving on to the next clip. So, Josh, how many cop cars did you go through with suspects kicking and damaging the interior? No, I didn't go through too many. I probably had at least 5 units that, like, it was broken so bad that I was like, I can't put another person in here until I, like, down it and get it fixed. I had a few that, like, they had to be decontaminated. Like, one guy had really bad lice, so I had to down the car for lice. I had another one that had shit in the car so bad that we had to go get it cleaned out because he was like a biohazard. A couple of them that they had blood in there, but like actual damage, I'd say about like 4 or 5 units that I lost. Fertile Forge is 2. What did I say? 1 was for continuing to watch this, and 2 for not having to listen. I think it's what I did. Producer Juan's trying to punish me. Fertile Forge gave me a 2. If I want to hear women scream, I'll just go to my I need someone to break the tie on 1 or 2, but I'll keep playing it while we do it.
30759.
Someone put 2 in the chat. I want to be done with this. Oh, they're driving. Shout out.
Let me the fuck out of this fucking car! It's fucking bullshit!
Caitlin, I agree. I've seen toddlers act better than this as well. My dad used to be a cop, and I didn't really have any strong memories of what he was, besides the time that I helped him clean out his patrol far from somebody egging it. Fuck you, Explorer, for the 1. Roy Boy, thank you for the 2. It's still a tie. Someone please give me a 2. I'm dying here.
Could I have your return on Ricky?
We need another 2. Partner gaming. How could you?
Lincoln,
Motherfucking goddamn! I know it's fucking illegal to defend someone from them
I
fucking
need 2
beating their
2s.
ass. Right, bitch! I was defending my fucking gay ass husband that was getting his ass beat by some reiki ass poor dude that y'all let him fucking beat his ass.
Any mileage?
She eventually was able to slip out of her handcuffs and began hitting the squad divider.
She's got a lot of practice with that motion. That's all I'm just going to say. I'm going to leave it there. Quick, someone else put 2 to maintain the tie.
You want 43 cop, can you match the jail? She got her.
Let me out of this fucking car! Let me out of this fucking car! Bitch, let me out!
Somebody dates this. That's what scares me every time. Like, somebody's going to match with her on Tinder and not knowing that this is what's waiting for her. I don't know, man. This is, oof. That's a toy for a moment. Roy Boy, I'm glad we kept this going. I'm glad y'all are enjoying this more than me. I'm dying.
George, Ocean, Nora, Zebra, Adam, Lincoln, Edward, Zebra.
She did not just check the false eyelashes. She went straight up. Oh, my mom's still good. My girls are still good. Jesus, dude. This is out of control.
Yeah, she got out of them. She slipped up. She got her left hand out.
Adam, Robert,
She checked.
Ida, Ocean, Lincoln, Adam. First name Miguel. Spelled Mary, Ida, George, Eunice, Edward, Lincoln. No middle initial. Failed. Noise complaint. Driving complaint.
Let me the fuck out! I ain't do anything fucking wrong! I defended somebody! What the fuck am I in this fucking car?
Hoover Avenue.
Fucking bullshit! Let me the fuck out! Yeah, bitch, I got the fucking handcuff.
So, again, to my rookies that are out there, how do you think you're extracting this person out of this vehicle? Are we going to, oh, I don't want to hurt her. Let's make sure we're real gentle because she's a female. Procedural justice. Remember that. Write that shit down. Procedural justice. And when you do it in your report, I said I treat her just like I would anybody else. That's screaming and kicking and threatening to assault me.
I'm a fucking animal!
So unfortunately, we don't have the charges in yet. We'll get that in a minute. But it looks like battery to law enforcement now. Yeah. Along with DC and resisting.
Kind of person to act like a cat. Partner Gaming gets it. Oh, what's going on? Alec is here. What's going on? Red Man, spit mask and calm her down. Fucking Alec, I love you.
I'll fill this thing up with OC issues we want.
Based. Do the OC. Everybody needs to OC, OC, OC. Make a half circle of people outside the door and everyone tackle her. You don't have to tackle her. Just get her on the ground and get her back in handcuffs.
Out! Rebecca!
Rebecca.
Rebecca!
SWAT. Go gas, gas, gas.
Open the door. I can't have you doing anything stupid. I'm mad. Why do you think I've been touching this? I'm mad. I'm not gonna hurt you. Okay? A white female.
She just played the race card.
I defended somebody. That's it. And they came at me. Slam me on fucking cement. I'm a white female.
She did just play the race card. Wow. She said, "I'm a white female." Golly, dude, don't drink and party, boys and girls, mostly young girls. It's just a bad idea. Hang out with your friends and get drunk at home.
This is how this is gonna work. I am gonna open this door.
Tackle potato tornado.
I'm gonna open the door and stay right where you're at. If you don't, you will be OC. You understand that? You will be
OC, OC, OC. Everybody put OC in the chat.
Yes or no?
OC.
I won't touch you. What do you not understand? I'm hurting myself. Not you. I'm hurting myself. My hands are beat the fuck up. I'm never touched you. I won't hurt a cop.
I won't hurt a cop.
Because I wanted to hurt that guy that hurt my friend. Stay right where you are. Do not move when I open this door. You understand?
Shout out to jail staff.
I'm 6 4 down 1060 for patch.
Alfredo, thank you for the
I was
OC.
mad at myself, okay?
Oh, Jay, oh my god. Fucking step, bro. You're out of control, dude.
Somebody touched my friend. And it was the bouncer, and I was trying to defend him. I know I went crazy, but I just
No,
like
see?
the fact that he was touching my friend. It was my cousin, too. It was
Oh, this is
first my friend,
disappointing.
then my cousin. And my cousin is my absolute family. And I'm sorry I went crazy. I didn't try to.
Oh,
But
no,
I don't
see?
like the fact that y'all just handcuffed me and threw me on cement. Like, I tried to resist. I just wanted to prove a point.
I wanted to
But
prove
it's
a
not
point.
okay.
Y'all out of control. I love y'all, though. Thank you to everybody that's currently watching. Thank you for everyone that's
Rebecca
dropped the
emitted
like.
an odor of intoxicants and submitted to a preliminary breath test, which resulted in .133.
.13, not bad. Shout out to these jailers.
Rebecca was charged with felony battery threat to an officer, misdemeanor counts of resisting and disorderly conduct, and she was released on a $1,000 signature bond. She also received a citation for underage consumption of alcohol, second offense.
Boys and girls, look at this picture really closely. If you are in... Where did this take place? Stevens Point, Wisconsin. And this is what shows up on your Tinder match thing. Run. Or you're about to have, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. You read into that what you want. Just know what you're getting yourself into. Let's see. Partner Gaming. I've got a higher score than .13. Jesus. Remember, taser then OC, not the other way around. Dangerous things happen. Shout out to Explorer for putting a little wisdom nugget in there. Yes, do not do OC then taser. That's not a good combination. Everyone hears rookie numbers 0.13 and you're acting that fucking belligerent. Let's go ahead and put an L in the chat for being disappointed that she did not get OC'd. We're going to keep going. I got 4 more to do, and then we should be good. An incident that led to an investigation into Florida police chief for an illegal search. Interesting. Let's see what's going on here. Shout out to Law and Crime, and then shout out to Axon. You know how I feel about you. I bet there's one person here that would date her. Alfredo, you know there is. Let's see. If I had to put my money, let's see. Who dates suspect? Who dates suspect? Question mark. We're gonna go with Poofy. Poofy. We're gonna do Roy Boy since he's here. Roy Boy. Bill, because he's not here. And then we will do, for funsies, we'll do Alex since he's in the chat here. You guys get to vote. Who dates suspect? Vote away. Every party needs a group mom. Jesus Christ. I can't stand y'all. Fucking Fertile Forge. Jesus Christ. Wow, Poofy's at 100% of the vote. Oh, shit. Wow, Poofy's at 50 with 6 votes. Wow, Roy Boy. Bill and Alec all got votes. I'll let this sit for a little bit, then I'll end the poll. We're going to watch this. The vote is, for those of you that are new to the thing, which one of our viewers here listed, Poofy, Roy Boy, Bill, or Alec, would date the recently drunk, you can rewind a few minutes here, the recently drunk suspect that we watched just throw a big fit and give the most vicious hand thrashing to the center divide. Somebody's down, clearly. Poofy's really crushing it at 64%, and that's with 11 votes. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for everybody that's liked the stream. Thank you to everyone also who's monetized the stream, and to my Patreon members that have done it. We got 4 more videos to go through. This is incident that led to an investigation into Florida police chief for illegal search. Go see what the hell.
Decide whether this guy is an absconder or not. Okay. A couple of people sitting up here when we got here, they said he was in the back. Okay. So he's got a girlfriend back there, Destiny. Okay. And the girl that was out here said that he's out here. He's in the back. They're always together. She said.
Not a VFO, but he has a history of resisting arrest. She says there's only one way in, one way out.
Oh, so he's inside in the back?
She says that, and I wanted you here.
Detached.
Just in case.
I got you.
Now, he does have a history of prison and stuff. I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take it seriously.
Of course.
Regardless, you know, so.
He should take it as serious as he takes second breakfast.
That's what. Probably about my age, probably about 40.
Okay. Who are you? Also McClellan.
Okay. Billy Badger.
He's an officer.
Okay. All right.
I just don't have my cool chain.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Yeah.
He said, and who the fuck are you? That's so funny. You should, if you're executing something like this, have your fucking badge visible. Put it on a chain, put it on your belt, put it somewhere. Don't be a fucking fuck off and just look like a plainclothes guy that's on his way to fucking some Chris Hansen bullshit. Poofy, we're gonna get Poofy laid. We just need a bitch bond. Poofy, you won with 15 votes. Jesus, you won 67% of the vote. Roy Boy is at 20, Bill is at 7, and Alec is at 7%. Shout out to that. Poofy apparently is the saucy man that would go ahead and honk, if you know what I mean, with the suspect, who I believe is 18, so he should be fine. Forge, are we going to need to pay? So we'll take Patreon money and we'll pay her out and then set her up on a blind date in Canada. Gotta make sure she's vaccinated so she can get back and forth into Canada and back. We'll keep watching.
Going incognito, right?
I don't think Andre's here.
Okay. Well, do you stay here as well?
I stay in this part. This too.
Bro, my guy's like available and willing, my dude. I haven't seen someone sag this hard since like 2006. Jeez, dude. Holy shit. Like there's like doing it for style points and then you might get it like, but I mean, you damn near see his wiener through this thing. Like this is a little too much. This is way too much. Oh my god, I can't read the chat. Can't read the chat. Not reading the chat.
Oh, okay. So you got like walls and everything in between.
No, it's completely separate.
I hate y'all.
Does the gate open over here?
House there.
Bro, my guy is available.
Can he? So explain this.
What's going on?
Somebody need to be at the front?
He's saying there's two different
There's different
houses.
places.
Yeah, I know.
Is it attached to this? Or?
Bro, this is the like sloppiest warrant service I've ever seen in my life. If this is
There's a one back there and it's a
No,
four
this is the
up here.
one building, and he's in that one building.
He's in the other building.
Yeah, he's in the back.
This is
I'll
sloppy
tell you what,
AF.
catch him. He's gonna go behind the house.
Go out the back.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is a very sloppy warrant service, my dude. And you're like, he's known for resisting. And you show up with like no gun and your badge like in your back pocket. What the fuck is going on here?
I'm just gonna like this. Like, I know if he's trying to get out. I don't know. I just got here. If he figures out you're here, he's gonna go that way.
Okay.
He's gonna go. There's like fence. He's gonna.
That's
go
what I'm asking to do. Because I know I already.
This way though, besides. Okay, so he can't circle around.
Just can't hate us too much. You keep coming back for more every week. You're right. I do show up every week, and I allow y'all to harass it. Caitlin gets it. Roy Boy makes a very good point. Why even wear pants? I'm with you. Just wear the undies. Probably warmer or cooler that way in the Florida heat.
Back through here.
He can.
You can?
Is there only
I'm
one
telling you
door?
right now, you need an officer.
There's a
in the
front
back
and a
of
back
that
door.
house.
Let me see where the other officer is then. 132. Who was the backup en route?
I don't know how to get.
You've approached without your backup in it?
112, are you close? It's gated the whole way. We'd have to circle the block, I guess. We're gonna go. Copy. This address has a gate partition blocking a second house in the back. The subject's gonna be in the back. We're gonna.
We have finessed a like revolvers only, ready or not run through better than this. Producer Juan could by himself finesse a ready or not real life scenario with a revolver better than this. Like, geez, what the fuck is going on?
Around the block. Does this go through?
I need to go start committing crime in Chicago or wherever the fuck this is, because you're pretty much good to go, dude. Ain't nobody catching you.
Did they go through here? Did they go?
Shout out to whoever makes cop pants. Every female be packing it in the trunk. Fucking blank. Jesus. Shout out though. Got people looking thick.
No.
The fuck's the point of this? Okay.
Andre, let's go.
I'm looking for Dre.
Do we know, is he in there?
I'm not sure. I can't even really be honest. I have no clue. I just got here to pick up my granddaughter.
They're in.
Yeah, you got a couple different family
Kick
units going
it,
on.
kick it, kick it.
He's yelling.
Shout out to my guy for wearing gloves. He knows what's going on.
Andre, let's go. Time's up.
I like how Patrol's like trying not to be in a fucking window and trying not to be in the doorway, and these fucking dweebs out here with their fucking plain clothes are like, come on, Andre. They get it.
Andre, open up the door, please.
This guy's like, fuck your fatal funnel. Jesus, dude.
They're talking.
Boot it, boot it. My guy's like hands behind his back. He ain't trying to do any police work here. What the fuck?
Andre, let's go.
Yeah, dude, all of your uniformed officers are like here ready to do work, and all these fucking dweebs are just standing there.
Hey, we're looking for Andre.
God damn, why y'all banging on my door like that?
Well, we're trying to find Andre.
Is Andre Wimberly here?
Alright.
Bro, she just scratched her cooch. That's kind of weird.
Is he in the back or?
No, I heard a guy talking.
That's her sister's boyfriend.
Okay.
Can we mind if I look?
Come in and check for Andre?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great Overlord, I hope he brought a... Jesus Christ. He said he thought he hoped he brought a fucking cheeseburger. Billy could probably stop a 22 BB. Probably right. Man in the green shirt, his favorite food must be fatal funnel cake. I love chat. Y'all are on fire today. Are they getting their tax from a neighbor? Yep. Who's taking the female officer out to dinner? So shout out. Put her, you can put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Go for it, chat. Go knock yourselves out.
Okay, I don't want to be in the
What time is it?
I gotta go. Excuse me.
Sorry.
What time?
Yeah, just right out here. You can stand.
I'm not on here. I know. Alright. Yes, ma'am.
Is Andre in there, bud?
What's up?
You let me know. And then we can review it, okay? I've done this before this.
I know you have nothing in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I just spent the night here.
I don't know.
I know you.
I don't know you.
You don't got nothing else on you, right, bud?
He said 1.
Mind if I just pat you down real quick? No weapons or anything like that, right? Okay. You got an ID on you?
Roy boy, y'all are the worst.
What's your name, man?
No, this is my sister.
Hey, shout out. There's like a 1-to-1 ratio on male to female cops here. Shout out to this department. Look at them. This chick looks ready to go too, man. Fuck yeah. I'm here for it.
I came to pick up the child.
Invasion, and I have access to this house.
This is
No, I verified this residence. I have access to this house.
y'all came in here and y'all being disrespectful.
I'm not being disrespectful. You're blocking our way right now.
I'm not blocking your way. I'm just trying to see what's going on.
Excuse me. Thank you.
I can have one.
All right.
1440.
And Andre, let's go, man.
My guy. I've had 2 officers now. One asked for a baton and the other one asked for a flashlight. What are he going to ask you? Bro, you got a gun? I got to point a gun at somebody. Like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? I can't stand this shit. They're like, I'm an uniformed officer. I don't need equipment. Why are you even here? Just hand fucking patrol the warrant and they'll go get it. Not this fucking bullshit.
You still have a unit watching the back?
Yeah.
Just getting my vape. So I'm not gonna lie, you got a warrant. I'm probably telling her to get the fuck out because I don't need her moving around, grabbing shit and all that. This is a safety concern. This is a very weird way to execute a warrant.
What is it, like a pantry?
Pantry.
Gotcha.
What is that? The fuck?
There he is.
Hey, Andre. Come on out.
He's under the mattress.
Hey, child, let me talk to him.
Hold on. Hold on 1 minute.
Let me talk to my him, bro.
That one.
No, don't touch me, bro. Leave me alone.
Listen.
You didn't even report to me.
So why didn't we remove her from the residence if we're executing a warrant. Now we have 2 people to deal with. High five.
You made me go through all this to get 6 officers?
Why do I have to listen to more screaming? Put a baby Jesus in the chat for my ears, because I have to listen to this through headphones.
You want to put on, Andre?
Yes, yes, yes.
Go ahead and do that, okay?
Relax, relax, baby, relax, relax, baby.
Put your
shoes on first, okay? Relax, Destiny, relax.
Shout out to Andre for trying to de-escalate for Destiny. I'm Team Andre right now. Maybe he's got a terrible, awful warrant, but we'll see.
Put your shoes on, Andre. Relax, babe, come on. Relax, baby, relax.
Thank you, Alfredo, for asking the question, why is this bitch still in the house? No idea. They don't even know. They didn't even know where they were serving the warrant at. They were having to figure out from the fucking residence where the fuck this house was. Oy. There'd be days off just for the way this thing was fucking handled, even if the thing was completely on the up and up. What am I missing? Alec put something dirty because he had to redact it. Day shift be like, sun is my flashlight. Fucking what? You're not wrong, though. Caitlin, yeah, her being in the middle of all this is dangerous as shit. Fuck, look at y'all. To be honest, the chat right now, I'd fucking serve a warrant with you guys. I could do this shit. Fuck yeah. Relax, baby. Fucking Alec, you're the worst. I posted this earlier, but I'm pretty sure cops nowadays don't like carrying batons as better ways for incapacitation. I agree. I hated my baton. Like, if I could have gotten rid of my baton, I would have. But I would have a glass breaker on me if I didn't have a baton. It's that simple, to be honest. It's real stupid. What's going on, Retro? Thank you for continuing to monetize the stream. I appreciate it. Here's some money to go towards your hearing aids. Thank you for taking pity for my tinnitus that I'm slowly getting for listening to these. Hey, lady, you're going to need to step out of the house for a while while we look for the guy. Look at Alfredo. He wrote the damn script for these motherfuckers. Y'all see that chick, filet employee? Jesus Christ. Being arrested seems like this guy's Tuesday. That's true. He's real cool about it.
There you go.
I don't care. You don't act like that. Come here.
Oh, Apathy saying there's a Chick-fil-A. Put it in the Discord. If you're there, Apathy, if you have access to it, put it in the Discord because I want to go see that. Thank you, Retro, again for the super chat. I mean, I'm not the brightest crown in the box. Jesus, Caitlin. Common sense. I'm with you, Caitlin. We're tracking right now.
Yeah. Stop. No! Well, you're just making stuff dumb. I'm 10 years!
You're praying, okay?
If she's not supporting you like this while you're getting arrested, she's not the one. Shout out. Shout out to Destiny.
Baby. Yeah, listen, hold on.
You can talk in a minute, all right? Let's get this done here.
Yeah, she'll be here. It's okay.
Bro, she's losing her damn mind.
You got his phone number and all that stuff.
No,
so
we
he can
need to
reach
give
you?
him my number.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do something first.
Yeah, do something.
Breathe.
You can't do nothing about him going to jail.
BRB, you're gonna have to find out how to use Discord. Apathy, do it.
Left my cell phone in the car.
No problem, Retro. I'm glad you're having a safe trip. I hope you have a safe trip.
That way y'all can get in contact with each other when he in there. All right? Here, I got the pen.
I'm a little disappointed we don't get the crying face. This would be great to have.
Your number down.
Okay. Yeah. She kind of sounds like that chick from Monsters, Inc. Mr. Lugowski, you're gonna have to... Like, his guy's dating the sloth lady from that.
I want you to go.
I'm gonna look up Chick-fil-A chick stops carjacker. Maybe I can find it. Oh, that door had been kicked before. You can see it.
I got her.
Andre, if she's cooperative...
Andre, you found the one, my dude.
Listen, calm down. They'll let you give me a hug. Just calm down.
What's the number you want me to have?
Ain't nobody giving hugs. Fuck that shit. Get the fuck in my patrol car and this lady needs to move.
Yes?
Yeah.
Calm down.
I'm not gonna smell it anymore.
Yeah, no, you never know in these days.
What are we doing? You have an arrest warrant, a search warrant. Chill. What are we doing? What are we doing? Maybe it's a warrant, like a search warrant, but still, damn. I'm down for the plain view stuff, but everything else, like, chill. Stop opening shit. Stop moving shit.
All right, guys, you done in here? You guys get out of the house, please. Unless y'all got a warrant or something.
This bitch touched that shit with her finger. You were fucking crazy. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on with this police department, but they need to chill.
We need to go. Hold on. We just arrested somebody in here, so we don't
Exactly.
have to go quite yet. We don't have
Okay.
to go quite yet.
Okay.
Just stand by.
Okay. I mean, I get it that you gotta come in here and do your thing, but like, you don't need to be searching for shit.
We're not searching going through anything.
I'm not searching, going through anything. I'm just looking for the suspect I already have in custody. What are we doing, a secondary search for midgets? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, bruh. Bruh.
Then I guess I can do what I want to do too, right? And that's picking up shit.
Subject
Okay.
information, driver's license, not valid, showing local or not.
They are sloths. Yes, they are. And Cassie has a marijuana card, so it doesn't matter.
I appreciate it, Caitlin. We try to make it entertaining for you guys. I appreciate it. We're educational and entertaining. This chick,
What's that?
Florida v. Wildin'. Yeah, you're right. Just story time. I might do story time in the Discord.
You want to move your foot in? I don't want it to hit you. There you go.
I go to violation of probation.
So this was just a probation violation warrant? Bro, they're wilding out there.
Copy 1013, 1494.
Much better than the man.
Fuck you, lady, for doing an illegal search. Anyway, sorry, I'm done.
I said I'm like above the knee. I said I'm not gonna buy a brand that doesn't have state. So why don't they wear badges? They have. I mean, he's got this one probably. Yeah, usually they have that.
I like how they're all weirded out. They're like, yeah, why aren't these guys wearing badges? It's fucking shady as fuck. This was the least professional warrant search I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some bad ones on this show. Can't look for a guy in a drawer. Yes, Alec, that is a very true statement there. I do it all the time. What if he's small? Jesus. As long as you're procedurally just about it. I guess if you're always checking for someone that's like a foot or tall or whatever, that maybe you do it every time. So
They have probable cause already, but what that means we're not allowed to search it. If we see something, we take it. Right. Well, that's what I said. I told them. I said we can't search, but always make sure you look around.
that's searching. Once you have the person, you leave. Now, if you're in the path of leaving, see something, that's fine. But like in the day and age of body cams and people recording you, if they see you with your flashlight inspecting shit that's not on your way to get the guy and leave, you are now searching. Fucking stupid. It is not rocket science. It's truly not rocket science. What are you gonna do? Find a little bit of weed here? Maybe arrest a shouty over here? Like, what are we doing here?
See what because she got all upset. I said always make sure you look. Search incident to arrest, but it's not a.
That's not search incident to arrest. Search incident to arrest is the person and the immediate area, like within arm's reach is the best way I could articulate it, is basically anything within their control, because they could have stowed something or whatever. So within their area of control or whatever, within arm's reach of that person, you could technically search incident to arrest. Everything else in that structure, you don't get to search incident to arrest the kitchen or the living room. Get the fuck out of here.
They're clearly hiding stuff. Well, it's for officer safety. We can search the immediate area, check the immediate area. So, she was saying he wasn't even in there.
For officer safety, you can frisk a suspect. For officer safety, you can remove people from the building to conduct your search warrant. for the person. And you can look under beds and you can look in the closets and stuff like that, but you're not checking plates on countertops for people. Like, you're not going to touch it with your fucking finger.
He already went to jail for the BOP, and then when he bonded him out, the other county issued a warrant because of the new law.
It's a warrant service. This is not a search warrant. What the fuck is going on here?
Okay, I'm sure he does. I already heard they had him work. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with this. I'm done with this version of it. It's whatever. Thank you for everyone who's watching. Thank you for everyone who's also dropped a like. I appreciate it. Let's see. What's everyone saying? What's the Discord? Thank you everyone for explaining the Discord. Yeah, the Discord's basically, it's a off-site thing that we basically have 24-hour access to us. This is how we share all of these podcast links. So everything that I watch every single Thursday is provided to us by the Discord. So they get to pick what we do. And then every single time we go live, I'm actually going to do an after party. Every time I go offline, I try to hang out with all of our Patreon members on Discord, and you can talk to me face to face. So you get to see, and I can talk to y'all. And if y'all want to see what y'all look like or whatever, answer questions a little bit more directly. And then how, like, when we organize our Tactical Tuesdays, it's how we do that stuff. We're going to start planning some meetups and stuff like that, and I'm going to make Patreon. We do make already Patreon-specific content that we just can't release on YouTube. And that's how we make announcements. We have a Twitch that we're starting called Off Duty Streams and stuff like that. So it's just an easier way to get direct access to us. And we kind of put a paywall behind it so that, you know, we can value the people that are supporting us. So that's our Discord. That's our Patreon. Like I said, it's as little as $1 a month on Patreon that gives you automatic access to our Discord. Here's my explanation here. These people did a really shady search. The illegal search part of it is completely valid because it's a search. It is a warrant for a person's arrest, not a search warrant. And unless you can find the person there, all that shit's going to get tossed out. NYPD cop shoots a man wearing a black ski mask armed with a gun. Do we get some context here? With an armed suspect, George Riviera, 60-year-old male, during the confrontation was armed with loaded Taurus, so on and so forth. Were they dispatched to a call? It didn't say in there. Except for us, who have a bedtime. And their wife is mad. What the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is going on here? This is aggravated. This is at the very minimum aggravated assault, if not deadly conduct in Texas. Walking around. The ski mask isn't a part of it, but pointing a gun at somebody and probably yelling threats is absolutely a thing. That's going to be a felony in progress. Terroristic threat. A couple different ways you could articulate this as an offense.
You need police, fire, medical.
Oh, we get the 911 call.
There's a guy shooting in Noble Avenue.
Noble.
Okay, if he actually shot the gun, then I buy that. But I have multiple times gone to a incident that involved a firearm where a single shot was discharged, and it very much changed my response to it. And then I got really pissed off because I ended up like pointing a rifle in somebody's face, all just to figure out that they threatened that they had a gun as opposed to actually pulling it out. But he's pointing it at people, and I don't know if he's robbing people or not. But
what?
I don't know if this is his chair or not. But he's definitely pointing a gun at this lady here.
Between 174 and Cross Bronx.
Noble between 174 and Cross Bronx. And anybody's injured?
Huh?
Anybody injured?
I don't know.
Did you see the person that's shooting? He's black, white, Spanish, Indian, Asian?
Well, you guys are just chilling.
Hello?
Also, in Chicago now, this is not an arrestable offense. He could have actually shot somebody. It's not an arrestable offense. Shout out to Chicago for continuing to be the shithole that it is.
The person that's shooting, male, black, white, Spanish, Indian, Asian?
Spanish.
You see what he's wearing?
No.
About how old does he look? Did you see how old he looked?
No, I don't know. I'm so nervous. I don't know.
You know which way he ran?
Mm-mm.
Do you want to leave your name and number?
No.
Assistance will be provided as soon as possible. I'm operator 2156. 2002.
Where is it? King.
I'd walk up. I don't think I'm staying in my car. Shout out to bilingual cops. I mean, shout out for getting them into custody. Whoa, I hear something going on here. I heard something. I don't know what it was, but... Crossfire was a big negative. Don't do that shit. That crossfire was hella sketchy. But shout out to this officer. Officer Rugel had big dick energy, dude.
Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Drop it! Come over here! Come over here! Come over here! Come over here! Keep your hands! Keep your fucking hands!
Big dick energy. My guy. Shout out. Nobody got hurt, and these guys can't shoot for shit, thank God. Don't hold a gun and rob people. I would have not felt bad at all if this guy ended up getting shot. But if you're gonna point a gun at a suspect, try to not make your partner the backstop. Kind of like old beanbag guy making his chief the backstop for his shotgun beanbag rounds. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. I would have been more in favor of the officer, the second officer that we saw, because he was teed off. His backstop was a brick wall, as opposed to the rest of this sidewalk going into one of the most populous cities in the world. Yeah, I'm not terribly impressed with that first officer, but they were able to navigate it in a safe manner, and nobody got shot or hurt. He's got that ready or not suspect AI. He really kind of did, to be honest. I'm so tired. Step bro, sleep, step bro. I'm sorry. Did this guy just die and then act like he didn't get shot? Maybe he did. Yeah. Returns from the dead like nothing. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on. I'm back. I put it on the Discord. Oh, okay. Based. Video links and podcasts. Apathy, what's going on? Well, welcome to our Discord, Apathy. I will copy this, and we're going to put it in our deal here. We're going to watch this one next. This is from Apathy from our Discord. Shout out to Apathy for joining our Discord, and I'm assuming that there's some level of Patreon subscription here. Thank you for joining the Patreon. He's getting it live. This is exactly why you join. You could send us stuff. Chick-fil-A employee saves woman with baby from carjacker. Shout out to Chick-fil-A, given that #1 customer service. OMG? He's got the reflective little thing on?
A daring rescue from a fast food worker who rushes to save a woman and her baby from an attempted car. Branch punched the Chick-fil-A worker in the face before several more people approached.
Bro, I like how this guy gets straight bodied by like a 15-year-old, and this is as much as everyone else can muster. It's just fucking standing there. This guy's in a fight. He's going hands motherfucking on in his little Chick-fil-A uniform. And like Jenny from down the street here stands there and gives him fucking moral support. And this fucking chode just stands there like, hey bro, are you okay? What? I get it, they're Chick-fil-A employees, and I'm sure there's some sort of policy against like going hands-on with people trying to carjack folks, and it's not part of your job description, but fucking give a fucking amen to this guy for stepping up and fucking doing something, and give a big L to this guy for not helping after
Chick-fil-A
the fact.
worker in the face before
What the fuck are we
several
doing,
people
dude?
approached to help restrain him. Onlookers then scolded Branch for his actions. Branch was later arrested
yeah.
and
He's like,
charged
"Thank you."
with carjacking with a weapon and battery. The Oskaloosa County Sheriff tweeted out a video of the incident saying, quote, "A major shout out to this young man for his courage." For the
Fuck
latest
yeah,
developments in
dude.
this case and all things true crime, stay with Law and Crime Network.
Shout out to Law Crime Network. They don't need our help with subscribers, but they provided a bunch of good stuff. Bro, that guy got bodied. Like, you got bodied by a fucking child. Look at this. Fucking rear naked choke.
A daring
Fucking side mount. Shout out to this guy. Thank you, Apathy, for the video. That's legit. The rest on Sundays. It's a joke. Fucking Roy Boy. That's incredible. Oh my God. Oh, another Good Samaritans thing. Good Samaritans stopped to help a female cop being attacked by a suspect. Oh, this is going to get spicy. Shout out to police activity. Also, do not need our help on subscribers. They have 3.5 million.
Gate 12 radio traffic stop.
812.
Lost Nation in the airport with Tom Henry Ocean.
Bro, this second unit just chilled right on by past this traffic stop. Sus. That worker probably yelled Psalms 24:8. Oh my God, that's incredible. Hire him. Hell yeah. Not a choke, a lateral vascular neck restraint. Alec, game respects game, Alec. I appreciate it. Or Psalms 18:34. Shout it out. I go look those things, Google those things up. The good Lord blessed violence is what I'm guessing. It's something to that degree.
Robert Edward 1.
Bing, bing. I had the same MDC. Like chime for traffic stops. Pet that car. Sweeper. Thank you to everybody that's still currently in the chat. Thank you for all the likes we've gotten. I really appreciate it to everybody that's here.
Hello. Officer, I will be placed on arrest. The reason why I'm stopping you is speed.
Shout out
57
to
and a
passenger
35.
side approach.
You're going 57 and a 35, sir. Do you have your driver's license, proof of insurance? Why are you getting out of the car, sir?
I don't need my driver's license.
12 radio, this male just stepped out of the vehicle.
If you are the cop that drove by this traffic stop and she just said that, you should be going code whether she asked you to or not. I get that this is an old man, but he's an old man with gardening gloves on. And if you're going to get in a fight, don't get in a fight by yourself if you can avoid it. Yo, Fire, what's going on, Fire Warrior? It's good to see you, my guy. Thank you to everybody that's currently here. Thank you to everyone that's monetized this. We've gotten a lot of super chats, which I really appreciate. And again, thank you. Apathy just joined our Patreon group /Discord. So shout out to that.
Step over here now. Have a seat on the ground. Have a seat.
I'm not sitting. I'm not sitting!
Back up! Back up!
I'm not sitting, mother.
The second he yelled, "I'm not sitting," and gave her a shove, this motherfucker's eating concrete. Tell you that right now. However, I am team, let's try not to go hands-on on this guy if I'm by myself. And that's even me. I'm probably considerably bigger than this officer. However, I'm team, let's try not to do this on the side of the road.
We're getting physical. Put your hands behind your back.
I'm not.
I will tase you, sir. Touch the vehicle. Put your hands on the fucking vehicle now!
Bro, he picked a fight with a chick in the wrong fucking... Literally every single car that just passed fucking stopped. He fucked up.
What the son of a bitch!
Shout out to this guy. He's hefty, but he fucking got in it. Shout out.
Radio, send me units. Roll over on your stomach now.
My guy.
Fucking ground. Knock it off, man. Knock it off now.
But there's not like 6 civilians here. Jesus Christ. I bet this guy feels like an asshole for driving by this fucking traffic stop.
Get your arm behind you. Put your arm behind your back.
My guy had his traffic vest on still.
Get your cuffs. Get your cuffs. Get your cuffs. Shut up. Shut up. You don't do that to a woman. Do you understand me? Pop or not, you don't do that to a woman.
Her lectures, you don't do that to a woman. You're not a woman. You're a police officer. You are a woman, but you're a police officer first. You should be prepared to do the job just as much as the next person, and you should anticipate that some dumbass is going to resist arrest like that, whether you're a woman or not. If anything, they're probably more inclined to do it because you're a woman, because they may believe, whether it's accurate or not, that they can win that fight. I am all for having female. I had very good female police officers that I worked with, like incredibly good. I had 2 that, but I had a lot of really good ones, both rookies and senior officers that were incredibly good at the job, and I trusted them with my life. They would not have said that. They also wouldn't be in the situation, to be fair, but don't do that to anyone. Thank you. Shout out to these guys at the pickup truck. Like legit fucking gang came out. The streets held her down.
Right, Jake, get money. Take it down. All right. Fuck, don't do that to you. All right, you guys. All right. You're good up here. You're good.
Male's detained at this time.
My man's getting scolded like she owes his mom.
Roll on your side.
Bro, my guy has the biggest smile. So he went from speeding to assaulting a peace officer and resisting arrest. Good job. Over a traffic.
Stand up. Walk back to my car.
What a wild situation there. Shout out to Good Samaritans. Understand that if you're a police officer, the likelihood of force getting used against you post 2020 is pretty fucking high. I got in a lot of fights. Most of the cops have gotten in a lot of fights. I had chicks at 5'2", 110 pounds getting into fights. Most of the time, the second they realized that they were like somebody was getting confrontational, fucking slam the red button, call for units, code, something. But understand, until those units get there, or she's very lucky she had some fucking Good Samaritans fucking pop in there. Be prepared for that confrontation. What I used to always tell people is you want to be the most dangerous person that you're dealing with, or in the room is really what you're going for. And a lot of people will talk about fucking sheepdog this and whatever. There's a practical thing to this, and there's a point of diminishing returns. You don't have to be a fucking black belt in jiu-jitsu. You don't have to go be. I got to meet Tim Kennedy 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the guy's a fucking animal. That guy's an absolute silverback gorilla, right? I don't have to be him to be prepared to fight most people, right? Now, he's a 1%er in a lot of this stuff. But, like, you should be more prepared than the average Joe. Male, woman, tall, fat, whatever, doesn't matter. Be prepared for that eventuality, because it can happen, and you're not always going to be this lucky. There's a lot of places where I was a cop where the 10 people that would have showed up would have been there to beat my ass, not to help me take a guy into custody. So just be using your noggin if you're going to get into a use of force scenario. Fire Warrior, she was getting jumped by the and the girl getting pulled up. First time ever I've seen bystanders actually help. I've seen it a few times, but it's very rare. It is incredibly rare. Oftentimes you'll see everybody pull out their fucking phone. The good Lord was fucking looking after her ass. Instead of watch record, partner gaming gets it. He knew when I needed to get out of there before I did for the report. Bet. He's like, deuces. We've got a few more videos. We've had a few more videos where they've helped. I think it's rare. I have seen it, though. I have seen it. I don't want to act like it never happens, but it is a rare occasion. Body cam footage shows Las Vegas police officer shoot following suspect chase. More OISs. Prepare to get triggered. Tasing the nuts and then take him out of the fight. Or 2020. Jesus Christ. I will say this. If a citizen is having to help you do an arrest, you've already lost the fight as a police officer. You should own, and technically you can go into the sociology behind this, the government should have a monopoly on violence, and if you are the agent of the government, you should be able to handle any violent altercation that gets presented to you and win that altercation. If you cannot do that, you are failing your job as a police officer. It's true. Just on its face. Go look at it, go Google it, whatever. Let's go see what's going on here. This is Las Vegas PD. Oh, this is a quick one. My guy's standing in the... I'll always say this, especially if it's at night. Try not to stand like square to the fucking window. It's a good way to get shot in the face. This B pillar is your friend. I don't know why there's no audio. And my guy was cool and got out of the car. I hope you have another officer there with you. Yeah, they do. Looks like they do.
Go back right here. And then you as well, sir. Anyone got weapons or anything I need to know about, okay? All right, to the front, to the front, to the front, to the front. Ooh, hey! Hey!
So that is a passenger in a car. If I have the driver detained and I stopped him on a traffic stop, I'm probably not running after the passenger, TBH. If he's got warrants, he's got warrants. We'll catch him later. If he's got drugs, he's got drugs. We'll catch him later. This is a very rookie thing to do. U.S. government did that through NATO. Look at that. See, he gets it. Honestly, I was literally typing that out. There you go. See, look at that. Alex going to be my next comment. For the Forge, you've already talked about the government. Tracks where I pee. I sent the government. Everything else gets blocked by spam. 5D chess, big brain. Why chasing? Alec, I love my comment section, dude. I fucking love you guys. Thank you to everyone who's watching. Thank you very much for doing likes. If you are detaining a driver in a traffic stop and the passenger runs, why are you chasing? It just makes negative sense unless you think this guy's got like a murder warrant or something. Do not chase.
Hey!
Why are we chasing?
No!
Bro.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Bro, let's stay in this fight.
Where you at? Where you hit? Where you hit? Okay, I got you. Right on the leg, how far up? Okay.
Jesus, dude.
My radio fell. My radio fell. Give me your radio.
I am always going to thank the officers that are willing to put themselves in harm's way to keep us safe. I did the job for a while. I volunteered to put my life on the line to keep people safe. I knew what I was doing for some of this stuff, right? 2 more in the Discord. Oh, I can go check it out, Apathy. I'll go check it out. I don't want to criticize her for running after the guy or the whole nonsense, but I'm going to because you shouldn't have been chasing him. I get it that he turned around and shot her and he's a piece of shit and now he's got a warrant for attempted murder on a police officer. And I get all that. But, like, you've got to be willing to stay in a fight, shot or not shot. And unfortunately, you can't know how you're going to react in these types of situations. I've never been shot at, right? But I've played the game mentally enough to know, like, hey, if I'm going to get shot at, let's make sure I finish this fight before I just kind of give up and roll over, right? Why I'm concerned about this is because now we have an officer that has to come save you, which is this officer here that's having to come save you. This guy could very easily come back and kill this officer that's rendering you aid. Very easily kill this other officer. You put him in that position by getting into a situation you weren't prepared to deal with, and there's consequences to that. There was a lot of situations, and this is a big reason why I left policing. In my police department, they were letting a lot of rookies come out of field training that the PTOs wanted to fail, the FTOs wanted to fail, and that the academy wanted to fail. But we needed bodies because we're shorthanded. It's exactly what's happening right now with all these police departments. Then what ends up happening is you get to these people that get stuck in these situations that you end up getting other cops killed or hurt or injured or whatever you're talking about. So I am very proud of her for having the courage to go take the job, but understand what you can and cannot do. I've said this a million times over. The day I found out that I was no longer willing to die for people is the day I deuced out. I felt myself change. I went from doing stupid shit to go catch bad guys. Then the nation kind of turned on us, and I got super salty about it. And I was like, I love my wife. I like having friends. I have marketable skills. I can get paid more or the same money to go do something else and not die for somebody that I don't think deserves it. The second that switched in my mind, I realized I was going to hesitate. I'm perfectly capable of doing the job. I did a great job, you know. Plenty of officers that'll come and back it up. You can go dox me and go find all this stuff in there. I'm able to do all of these things. But the second I realized I wasn't ready to stay in the fight for somebody else, and I thought that, fuck it, my life's way more important than everybody else's, that's the day I don't need to be there. Hashtag why I'm now a civilian talking about shit on the internet. She does not need to be in that situation if that is her reaction, to just lay there and die and put your gun on the ground. If you got shot in the face, you got shot in the face. You know, you got shot in the abdomen, broke a rib, and I can't breathe. That's one thing. But, like, could have killed him back, you know, or shot back, or not chased the suspect and known that just because he's running doesn't mean chase him. Because now you're risking this other officer to die for you. That's my fear.
I got you. Don't worry.
Hi. Hi.
There's nobody looking at where this guy
I'm going to be off of University Center.
She doesn't need to be getting on the radio.
University Gardens. I'm going to be on the north side right when you enter.
She does not need to be on the radio doing that. I was going to stress out every other officer that's there. Oh, this is Chris. Okay, I'm actually going to go look. The fact that you realized the job wasn't for you anymore is very... Caitlin, I appreciate that shit. All I'm saying is, like, that's an honest take on what it is. And I think that there's a lot of people that are still currently doing the job right now that I admire and respect, because they are literally, anybody that's still putting on a uniform today and doing the job is willing to die for you. Really wrap your head around that. Like, that person, unless you work for Uvalde PD, that person is willing to go and put their lives on the line for you, whether you deserve it or not. And there was a good 4 years of my life where I felt like that. And that's why I wanted to do it. That's why I went through fucking getting OC'd and going through the academy and going through FTO and having to get polygraphed and doing all this bullshit. I got to watch the kids die, and I got to watch the successful suicides and the fucking bank robberies and the fucking hospitalizations, all that shit. And in that moment, it was completely worth it to me, and I was willing to not go home to my wife or my family and my friends because I believed in this intrinsic good in the world. And then that got crushed by a bad administration, and now here I am. Everyone else that still got it, I fucking love you and admire you. And I do this show for people like that so we can have the voice that they can't have. And you guys are supporting it, so shout out to everybody that's still here. I appreciate it. Lol, oh, this one. Yes, we're going to watch this, Chris the Cop. I'm going to pull up Apathy through a few more in here. And so I will reward his Apathy. One of these we already watched last week. I do have another one here that I don't recognize. Apathy. I will pull this one up. I'm going to watch this Chris the Cop one. We'll do this, and then we'll have an after party because I eventually have to sleep. Why is there an ad here? Oh, this is not an ad. Yeah, I got it. Okay, we're back. Let's see, Chris the Cop. Shout out to Chris the Cop. He's a really cool guy. Very good contributor to the channel.
No, they're still here. The stop them.
I like how Chris's face didn't change this whole time while he beats the fucking victim into submission. For those of you that don't know, Chris the Cop is a current lieutenant out in California. A really cool contributor to the channel if you guys watch our Tactical Tuesdays. That's probably how not to go and apprehend a suspect or a victim. In this case, it's just a person, it's the subject in this situation.
To evacuate.
Team looked away.
Roger that. EMTs standing by.
Chris.
I've never seen that before.
There you go, Chris. Chris being an evil bastard. There it is. Nothing new. This will be the last one for the night. Adminless activities. Jesus. Damn, what kind of relationship was she prior? She could take a punch. That's a great point. I've always respected officers, but think your channel and Chris's channel really open eyes to respect more. So appreciate it. Thank you, Caitlin. I really appreciate it. Like I said, this is a very different, when you're serving the community and when you're a police officer, you are not allowed to have your own opinion of things. You lose a lot of your First Amendment rights because you now represent a department. You also represent the state. And so by being part of that job, you're signing away a lot of the rights that you have to do that. And I understand it. Because there's a lot of legal implications down the road. If you get into a use of force, they could take, like, I'm pretty much radioactive for a police department at this point. You would think, like, wow, he's really good at articulating things. And, like, again, I was able to do the job in the 7th largest city in Texas, right? And I was very good at it. I'll go pull up my honorable discharge paperwork if you guys really wanted to go that far. But, like, ultimately, just because I can do it, if your heart's not in it, you really shouldn't be doing it. But part of that is, because I owe it to society to go be this impartial person, I can't have these personal feelings about things and say that, you know, he yelled, shoot me, so that's consent. I can't say like shit. If I was actually still a police officer, it's why Whiskey has to hide his face. It's why SWAT hides his face. There's very real implications to that on the back end. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Apparently producer wants. I'm going to do this last one, and then I'll be going to the Discord for you guys for a quick after party, and then we'll be done for the night. So last one of the day. If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll try to address them if I can. We're going to keep going. Warning, police body cam videos. Thank you to you guys for whatever this is. We don't detain cars with our bodies. Repeat that. We don't detain cars with our bodies. We detain cars with cars. Ooh, they're lucky that didn't end up in a head-on.
416, repeat that traffic.
Almost hit that. Shout out to the Buc-ee's mascot on his dash.
Gonna be in the number 1 lane. Speed's up 90.
We're cruising. We're in pursuit. Do it for me, guys. Pit that car. Pit that car. Not here, though. This would be super dangerous. Please don't pit it here. But we can chant it in the chat. I'm here for it. Producer Juan. Yes, Fertile Forge, the grappler would make a lot of sense here. I don't know that you can do it at this speed, but shout out to the grappler, guys. Go get more of those things out there. Sweeper. Bite that guy. Hey, shout out to Peerless Mastodon. Did I say that right? Shout out to chat if I did. Pit that car. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining, and thank you if you dropped a like. I appreciate it. Spit the bar. Spit at the bar. Oh shit! That was brave. This is really nice grass. Shout out to York County, because this is nice grass. They keep really nice lawns here. As a Mexican, I can appreciate that.
We're going right on Dayplow. Right on Dayplow.
I also respect the Bucky's plushie. It's pretty legit. Clear the intersection! Pit that car. Pit that car. Oh, that was a weak pit. Throw a banana peel. Shout out. These roads are so bad. They really are. They're pretty trash. Also, shout out to Hyundai. They're killing it in this little car, this little crossover. Pit that car. What's he doing?
Pull over. Pull over. Pull over.
Oh, he's talking to him on the PA.
Pull over.
Coming 50 miles an hour. Flipping us off.
Pull over.
For those of you that don't know, we have a PA system or a public announcement system. It's like a speaker on the front of our thing, and the same speaker that the siren comes out of, you can give verbal directions that way. Really smart, actually. Force multiplier, baby. Hit it harder.
Put the car in park. Put it in park.
Pin it in. Pin it in. Pin it in. Pin it in. So normally it's against policy. It was against our policy to get in front of a car and put it in. That it'd be a huge write-up if your car got hit. But I'm glad that he's asking him, like, hey, get in front of this fucking car and pin him in. Yeah, he wasn't gonna stop.
He's rolling.
Time to go full potato. Shout out.
Only the Park Baptist Christian activity.
Pit that car. I'd be nailing this guy. I hate people that run like this. If you hit a kid or some shit, like, fuck you. I hate these people. Hashtag why I'm not on the street. I'd be like, fuck this guy. I tell you what, this cop really got his shit together in this pursuit, though. Early on, I had very little confidence. He's killing it now. Bro, YouTube needs emotes so bad. No kidding. County boys want to have fun, no kidding. You hear him on the radio. Yeah, fuck this pursuit. Pit that car.
King restaurant right now. He's in the parking lot trying to say where he's gonna go.
Pin that car. Pin that car. Cut him off, dude. I'd cut him off right there. Fuck it. Let him hit my car. Fuck him. We do not detain cars with our bodies. Let's repeat it, friends. We do not detain cars with our bodies.
Hands up! Get out of the car!
I don't even know why he got out of his car. I have no idea. What a fucking waste. Block him in. I'm team block him in at this point. He could plow into a family of 4. He could nail a kid. Fuck it. Take the write-up. Fucking pin in the car. It's going to suck because they're going to write you up and admin's going to totally fucking give you days off. But the city is safe. Take that motherfucking paperwork and know that you're getting mad respect from the homies here at Only Cops. We do not detain cars with our bodies. What are you doing?
Chicken King right by the D3 office.
I don't get it, dude. Oh shit! Ooh. Ooh, that was sketchy. Pin that car. Or hit it, something. Fucking stop this shit. Fuck it, hit him. Hit him. There we go. Fuck him. Shoot. There I'm like, okay, now we gotta shoot this guy. Okay, let's not. I think he expired.
Oh, good. Any spot you want to put up a stick?
Passing Cherry in Oakland now. Pulling another CVS on Cherry.
CVS on Cherry.
I tell you what, Bucky's boy here, the real fucking MVP. He had the big brain idea of like, oh wait, I can cut him off on the other side. Big brain.
Got him blocked in.
Blocked in.
Shots fired, shots fired. Shit.
Fuck that guy.
Shots fired. We're so fast. Suspect now. Shots fired. 14 total.
No sympathy here. Good job, Bucky's guy, dude.
P3, code 3.
Pincer move, go to the strat. What's your 20s? What's your location? No free things here. So shout out to everybody that's here. I want to thank everybody. There are 21 of y'all still here. Shout out to everybody that's currently here. Thank you to everyone that monetized this stream because it's obviously very demonetized. Thank you guys for putting up with it just being my wonderful face. Bill was here early in this stream. So for those of you that were interested, like I said, Bill's beautiful face in the very beginning of this, he did say that he was coming to come hang out with us next week. So stay tuned. We might get some more Bill action. I want to thank producer Juan for setting up the stream for us. He got us the little PNG logo and all that stuff. He does a lot of stuff to support this channel. The biggest supporters of producer Juan, however, are our Patreon members. It's as little as $1 a month. That will get you access to our Patreon. That Patreon membership automatically gets you into our Discord. And our Discord's how we plan all this stuff. If you want direct access to me and Bill and producer Juan and to all of our other people, go check it out there. I'm going to be in for a very smidge amount of time in the after party for you guys, just to make sure if you guys have any other questions and to go welcome Apathy into the group. And I want to thank Brian, Apathy, Alec, my dude. I'm so glad to see that you're here. Producer Juan, Caitlin, for fucking melting me today. Thank you for it. I appreciate it. For Peerless Mastodon, if I'm saying it correctly, I'm so sorry if I'm fucking that up. I have dyslexia. Love the channel. Keep it up. I appreciate the motivation. Fertile Forge, for being there. I appreciate it. And then Alec, who I believe I did it. Roy Boy, Partner Gaming. Let me make sure I'm thanking everybody. There's somebody else I'm missing. Step Bro was in here for a little while. He's Stinky Bomber for those. It's an inside joke that you got to be part of the Discord to know. Or the Patreon group. Cheesy Waffle, Explorer, he was here a lot of it. And Alfredo was here. So I appreciate everybody that's here. Everybody that helped support and monetize the channel. And everybody that gave us a like. You guys made my night. I'm going to go hang out with you guys in the after party. I'm an OCFT for those of you that are in the know. And for everybody else, we will see you next week. Also, we have a... what's it called? A Twitch stream that's starting, calling Off-Duty Streams. I'll add a link somewhere in the description here for you guys that are interested in that stuff. Until next time, thank you for riding 2-man with me. Peace.